Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Steel Donut Collective. Today we have the whole crew. We got Matt.
Hey, what's up? I'm a man of magic.
Yella.
Good day.
Bob.
Hey, this is my current intro line.
And my boy Connor.
Hello there.
That's right, that's my new intro line.
Yeah.
His new intro line is
His
the
new,
current intro
up-to-date,
Yeah, I
current,
just changed
right
it.
now, at this
Everybody
very
wants me
moment.
to change my damn intro line. There you go, you fucks.
And in case I forgot to say it, my name is Blake. We're going to be doing a retrospective today on Angst Much, our second big series. Mm-hmm. And as I've said earlier, the fanfic that really started the channel.
Yeah.
So as of this moment, Bob and Blake have done the interview with Drax.
Yes.
They've told Matt and I the highlights, and have told
And the lowlights.
Yella
The
nothing.
lowlights. We told
I
him
know-
all the boring stuff.
I know
At-
exactly nothing.
Yeah, we
And
didn't tell him anything.
At time of upload, I think that interview will be up at the same
Yeah,
time.
should be.
So you can go watch that if you'd like, or well, you should go watch that anyways. But you should also. Am I about to just say you should watch this and watch that? Like,
Watch
where-
all
You
can
the
watch- you can
things.
either-
Come
you can
on,
either
guys.
watch
Just watch
this-
everything.
You can either watch this first and then the interview, or the interview first and this. I think
Yeah.
that's
Or
what
You know,
you could
I
watch them
think-
both at the same time. Get them in two different tabs. Get like that YouTube sync website and just sync them up.
But it is kind of a long interview. So Blake and I will probably be giving you guys some of the highlights and lowlights, including Yella, who has not heard any of the highlights or lowlights.
Yeah.
But I want to open things up a little bit. How did you guys feel people took the series like that we did?
No. I feel like people enjoyed it, and
I hope
they
people enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I feel like they seem to really get into the
majesty.
Situation.
majesty of the story. Like when we were in the more intense chapters, like the ones with Celestia and stuff like that, people were really like, "What in the world?"
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about our comment section. Generally, we have a pretty. I mean, yeah, they subscribe. A lot of them are subscribed to us because they're fans of us. That's why they subscribe. But like I feel like we. Fuck, I'm not saying anything interesting today. I was about to say we got it right. Like, fuck, what am I doing?
But no, I know what you're talking about. My point is, people weren't just like, "Oh yeah, this was funny." They got into it.
They realized why we did it as a major series.
Yeah,
why we made a big deal out of it.
we actually people actually reacted in that sense with words towards
The way
what
that
was
we-
happening in the story.
Yeah.
Like
there
we
was a lot of-
kind of like we were doing just on
Yeah.
video.
And not casual listeners, but people who were really sort of into, the crazy like plot points and stuff that was going on.
Yeah, the one thing though, when we started on chapter 1, we got some comments that were like, "Oh, you guys are really mean." And we've said this before, but like chapter 1, people thought we were being really mean, and in retrospect, I can definitely see how they would think that.
Yeah.
Because
We were pretty mean.
Because we were pretty mean, but that's because we'd read more of the story.
And it's also because, and I think you mentioned this in the interview at one point, Bob. Drax, actually maybe I mentioned, one of us mentioned this, but Drax, the person, goes by the same name as the character. So the whole time, we're not talking about the author.
Right.
We're talking about the character.
And I was
That's
actually
one of the.
He was quoting me, actually.
I was
from-
quoting Matt. I was
Oh, yeah,
quoting
he was.
Matt
From
because-
episode 8?
9.
Oh, 9. It was
because
episode 9.
because Matt said it's unfortunate that Drax self-inserted himself as such a piece of shit.
yeah.
And,
And I mean, when we talked to him in the interview, he straight up said, "Yeah, this isn't really me. Maybe it's what a part of me would like to do. You
Right.
know, like,
And, like,
the
in-
fantasies of me being like this
Yeah.
super player sort of person, but it's not really what I do.
Right.
And not all of it is me.
And when he says he wrote it, like his id wrote it, he doesn't mean that in the sense of like some kind of mystical thing. He seems to mean it more of as a metaphor, as like, if
it
you
came
need
up
an
in-
explanation.
Like, it bubbled up in my subconscious, and I just sort of
I
wrote
just
it
kind
on
of
paper.
vomited it out.
Because it's not like we dream things that we just would think up. It's just sort of odd bits from the
Yeah.
subconscious.
But we recorded chapter 1. At least some of us knowing what happened, the entire story, and so we
least
did kind of
everyone
let
but
that.
me, I think.
We did kind of let that influence.
I mean, I
our
didn't know
jokes
either.
and our tone of chapter 1. Now, luckily, even by chapter 2. Drax shows off a lot more of what we talk about, and you look at chapter 2. There's no comments like, "Oh, you guys were a bit mean."
Yeah,
but
a
it
lot of them
wasn't-
were even like, we get it.
But it wasn't like in our previous big series Yoi Mune, where like when we started recording, we hadn't got all the way through the whole story. So we didn't because we couldn't let the entirety of it influence what we said.
Yeah, and we weren't like, oh my god, you guys can't just wait till you see what a piece of shit this guy. Like,
Yeah.
we
didn't
couldn't
even
have done
know.
that because
Then
we
again-
didn't know.
Then again, with Yoemune, in chapter 1, you immediately see everything wrong with it. So
Yeah, but obviously, we do want to kind of be on the same page as the reader, and that's why we do have people going into chapters blind.
Yeah.
So you guys can have some of the reactions the reader might. Yeah.
I was gonna say another thing about Yohimune is this story. Yohimune, I feel like is comparable in some ways, but in a lot of ways it's not. Because one of the most striking things about Yohimune is just how badly it's written, grammatical and spelling wise.
Right.
And this is striking in that sense.
Right.
You go to Yohimune, you look at the first chapter, it looks like a fucking train wreck. It looks like a train came in and hit every word and knocked them out of order on the way there. Mm-hmm. You go into chapter 1 of Angst Much, and it does not make that kind of impression.
It's pretty competent.
Yeah, it's pretty all in all.
Compare.
And I told Drax this in the interview. He's easily one of the best writers we've covered on the show, and the most of the typos and stuff, things editors would catch were funny, but the main gist of it were the crazy plot points.
Right. The
Writing
plot
wise,
is what carries it as far as the comedy.
The plot
writing wise,
and the characters.
he's one of the better writers that we've ever covered on the show.
Yeah.
And the stuff he's written that has less ridiculous plot points is, stuff that we couldn't cover because it wouldn't be bad enough.
Yeah.
It's the weird plot points in here that really stand out.
Yeah.
As well as the not one, not threes.
Yeah. which, by the way, we talked to him a little bit about that, and he mentioned that he went back to his Google Docs, and he was really genuinely surprised at how many not one, not threes there were. And he was like, yeah, I just fucked that up. Like, I don't know what I was doing. No. I should have put up 3 periods, and I put 2. And every time you guys caught one, I was just cracking up. And I was like, okay. I will say, he seemed like, I definitely thought, and I told him this during the interview, I thought we were going to end up with somebody who was a lot more salty and was trying to hide it. But he did not seem that way.
No, he was down to earth.
He was pretty down to earth, and he seemed pretty genuine as far as he seemed to actually have enjoyed our series, which is a nice. I wasn't expecting that, and it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, again, because we're talking mostly about the story here, not necessarily
The author.
him. And I mean, he said that he sort of encountered the problem with the Brony community being so pro-positivity of not ever getting negative criticism.
Yeah.
Like, even good, hey, there's some things here that could be
Constructive or
improved on.
destructive. He didn't
And-
get anything.
I can kind of believe that too, because if you look at the reviews of Angst Much, you do not see
A lot of
very many reviews
Which-
that
which-
point out any bad parts of it.
Which, all in all, is kind of a problem, I think, with the fanfiction community as a whole. It's very rare to find a community within fanfiction where people are actually very, critical of each other. It's a lot of praise going on.
A lot of G-Man.
And when you combine that with the, love and tolerance, never be mean to anybody thing with the
from
MLP
the
community.
themes of the show itself.
Yeah, that's like a double whammy. You're never going to get anything negative out of anybody, even if you try. Please tell me what I did wrong. It's like, oh, nothing. It's fine.
Yeah, you're perfect. What do you mean I'm perfect? I'm obviously not perfect. Oh, don't say that about yourself. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But should we? Are we?
I wanted to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were your least favorite parts of the least favorite in the sense of in the same sense that we mean when we're doing the videos? Because obviously we're a little bit more serious here, and for comedic effect we play up how angry we are, but I'm not actually angry. Though I was actually heaving in, I think it was chapter 3. I did actually need to. I almost did actually throw up, but that wasn't fake at all. But the level of anger is partly played up,
Yeah, because we're telling
obviously-
jokes. Obviously, we're not when we read a story,
Right.
like a book or something that we don't like.
And so
Well, really, I am.
You're just screaming at your book, punching it.
I punched the pages.
Oh, but what part in that same sense was were your least favorite parts of Angst Much? And I don't want to obviously there are going to be some obvious ones that we're all going to jump on, like Celestia's entire backstory.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
But,
don't
like,
get me started.
If we can, you can name those, but like if we can get to the ones that you think might be more unique to you, the ones that hit you personally as things you disliked.
For me, this one's probably going to be pretty obvious because I commented with somebody about it and I talked about it a few times, but really just the non-stop references to the show that weren't constructed for plot purposes, but just meme after meme. Like, hey, I saw this. This is something that we have a meme about. I'm referencing it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Isle of
just
rocks.
all the meme references, especially during like serious moments that were just out of place. And it's not unique to this story. I mean, every fanfic writer will do that, like Doctor Who fanfics. It's like, oh, here's this thing from that episode, that episode, that episode. But it really got to be a little annoying in this story.
Mine might seem obvious because of how mad I got about the Riley Poole story, but the ending was just pissed me off. Like, it actually pissed me off that there was such a what's the word? Like,
Non-ending.
a non-ending ending to this. And
Yeah. Although
what part of that? What part of that do you mean? Like, do you mean like the part where the
part where it zoomed back and it was like, oh, none of that actually, that whole battle scene didn't actually happen. Like, that actually made me mad.
The battle still happened.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
He like committed too
it had
hard
no
to his
consequences.
fake out
Yeah.
He just, not really.
The whole,
Although,
I mean, because like, I tend to, well, I don't want to say like I get really invested, but I tend to invest a little bit into stories. I
Right.
probably
Once you
invested,
start getting going.
once it starts getting
It's hard
going, I
not
think
to.
I invested way more into that Riley Poole story than I ever should have been.
Yeah, because it never really concludes.
Right.
Fan
No, 'cause
letters
it doesn't
just
conclude at all.
peters
It
off.
just stops.
Yeah.
And I was
Riley.
at least a little bit invested. I wanted to see. I was expecting like an ending. I was expecting like he saves the day, and then
Right.
at the end it
Or
was
he
like,
loses.
or you were expecting
Or
them
he
to have the
loses.
big marriage scene. It's like,
So, would you have been okay with it ending chapter 15, no epilogue?
yes.
Yeah, I would have too.
Now,
Me too. I would have
and
been okay with that.
once everyone names their least favorite thing, I have a question for everybody.
Connor and Yella, and then I have one.
Okay. Then next, so, oh god, words. I kind of, as you guys heard from the videos, I kind of got more aggressive as he actually started trying to build serious plot near the end. Because like I wanted to say, Matt, like at least you only had to invest for like 2 chapters.
That's
like,
true.
Like chapter 13 is such a major switch that literally almost you could start there.
And you know what? That's actually what he says he did. He wrote like 1 to 8 was like a dream or like 2 dreams or something that were like one continuous thing. Then he started thinking of a new dream. Had a new dream, chapter 9 to 13ish, and then around then he was like, I should probably put an actual plot into this. And then wrote 13, 14, 15.
And around when that
That's this huge switch.
And around when that gets obvious that's really when it gets to me because, I'm a writer and I like, putting things that, something happens in chapter 2 that builds in chapter 5. You learn more about it in chapter 8. Foreshadowing. Yeah, I like going like, oh man, it's going to be so cool when something gets introduced little by little by little.
And
so
then finally the payoff is at the end.
So, and in the first half of the story, when it's really not going anywhere, like I can go like, that doesn't really matter. But when it is trying to go somewhere, just how he's breaking those rules of putting, a story together and really solidifying it, that kind of got under my skin, and that's kind of when I started having more to say.
A nice thing also about stories is not even necessarily of looking at something and then being able to say, oh, I'm curious where that's going, but also to be later in the story and then something gets brought up again and you're like, wait, I remember that.
I remember
Well, I
that
was about to
Chekhov's
say,
cap gun.
I was actually about to say just that. What it led to was, it's obvious that he sort of realized this problem that, there was nothing established for the plot that was introduced. So what
And
we
that's
led
when
to were
we suddenly
Checo.
get the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Well,
I meant to ask him about that. I just remembered that I forgot to.
Well, I mean, it's clear that's what happened, and what it led to was the Chekhov's gun device without the gun ever being shown. He kept pretending like he had a Chekhov's gun with the ring. There was no ring. You're pulling out the gun, and it was never there in the first place.
We talk about some of our other series, like Fan Letters, the Riley Poole story, and there the author is
I like that that's the
trying.
title. Fan letters : the Riley Poole story.
Actually, this is more like Angst Much : the fan letters.
Well, I'm
retrospective.
just going to reference that because like you know, that author, I don't even remember their name, is obviously...
Riley Poole 27.
Oh, yeah. But is...
Amazing.
I don't want to say knows what they're doing, but is trying the same thing each chapter. So, you know, like Ben and Riley start a new case and are working on that case, and they're continuing to work on the case, and the case actually starts developing right when it ends, which is what pisses Matt off.
Right.
But, like, then here in Angst Much, it's just jumping around so often and just full stop moving in a new direction.
They even do the diner thing, right? Like they set up the diner beforehand, and then he goes back to the diner, and that becomes a plot point, and then the story ends.
Or like, when like in other stories that we've covered, when things just get completely lost again, like that's such a big disconnect that I can't even get mad. Like that Spyro story, and it just starts. It's just not about Spyro by the time the author stops writing. Yeah, that's kind of funny in a way.
We made it like a two-parter, and like the second, or maybe three-parter, second and third parts are just about apes.
But that Angst Much actually concludes and actually like, because again, the author's probably watching, so this might be kind of mean, but actually thinks it went somewhere. It's kind of,
well, and
you know what I mean, Drex.
Exactly. Now, Yellow, what was your least favorite part? You know?
Honestly, kind of hard to say. Like my mind does fairly quickly jump to what I think are just things people will easily catch up on. Like of course, you know, as Bob mentioned before, the Celestia's backstory.
Yeah.
Though I guess I'm also just kind of annoyed about the part in chapter 6 where Drax talks about Derpy being an oracle and that kind of stuff. That just
autism gives you the power to see the future.
Yeah, that just kind of bothers me for obvious reasons. But.
Yeah, we. So I was gonna say my least favorite things about the story are the horrible monologue descriptions of how the world works.
Oh yes.
Like, we talk.
I guess my complaint there just falls under that category.
Yeah. But I actually we did talk to him about that whole like seers. Like he says, seers are people who have OCD, autism, bipolar disorder, things like that. And like we talked to him about his actual opinions on that, and like. I asked him basically, I think I asked him pretty much word for word, is it that they're actually magic and we label that as autism, or is it that they're actually autistic and we label that as magic? And he said, I think a little of both, if I remember correctly, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, he said a little of column A, a little of column B, and like, I think that stands on its own.
Yeah.
Like I don't really have to say anything in response to that, do I? Like,
I guess I'll make the same joke again. I'm magic, guys. Look at me.
You're right.
Oh, look at Yella.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
he's teleported here in front
Yella,
of us.
I'm a man of magic.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
we can being magic right now.
Hey, we can be wizard colleagues. Don't worry about it, man.
Colleagues.
Colleagues,
hey, Yella.
co-workers.
Now that you've teleported in here with us, you want to give me a high five?
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet thing. Yeah.
Yeah, now the five of us are all together on one audio track.
Nah, well, actually, my computer's still recording, so I should get back now.
Yeah, you should probably
Just
get back
recording
to the Netherlands.
Just a ceiling room fan, just in the one track.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you just hear, like, your mom walk in, it's like, Yella, Yella, and I guess the Dutch equivalent of, like, oh my god, where is he?
Where's my son?
I think I know that. That's in Dutch. That goes, oh my god, where is he?
Yeah, Frisian, yeah. So, anyways,
I was going to say next. My question wasn't really that groundbreaking. It was the counterpart. Your favorite part of the story. What was here that you liked? Because I mean, like we said, the writing itself isn't all around awful. There's probably something that
like the most competent or the most hilarious part?
most competent.
Most competent. We're looking for like what was good in the story.
I mean, we should ask what the most hilarious part was after.
Yeah.
That.
Actually, before we do this, because I kind of want to bring up something I regret doing.
Oh,
so
okay.
like kind of my least favorite part of the SDC coverage,
sure.
but it's just on me. And I mean, I don't want to make like if you guys don't have anything in your minds, this is just kind of speaking to the author again, since I wasn't on the interview. Chapter 10, when I went on my big thing about like this story is terrible, there's no redeeming qualities, I want to rewrite the story or whatever. I mean, it'd be interesting to see someone else's take on it, but I was playing that up, and in retrospect, I don't know why. I was just feeding flames that I thought were that like that's back when like we'd released up to like chapter 7, and like since nothing had really happened in the story, everyone just was kept dogpiling on how bad of a person Pony Drax was, and that was basically it. So I guess like I was kind of feeding the fans in a way by just being super negative. As we went on, like we said originally, like we said at the start of this, there was more to talk about, and the fans in our comments got to talking about those things that separated the story from others. But just then, I was too mean for some reason. Yeah.
So really, when you said there's no redeeming qualities, you wouldn't stand by that statement.
Yeah. I was just trying to go for super fiery, strong, anger, whatever.
Parentheses 2008 Olympus.
Whereas, like, the things I bring up in later chapters, I think, are more, more nuanced, and I've thought about them more. And I portray them better.
I'm actually glad you brought this up, because this is, like, a nice thing to sort of, we're talking about the negative, positive aspects of Angst Much. It's not a bad idea to talk about the negative, positive aspects of our videos from a personal perspective. I think if I had to pick some for myself, I mean, again, sometimes I get too mean. I think maybe my like suicide joke with the gun was probably in poor taste. Now I look back.
Which episode was that?
That was early one. That was like I think chapter
1 or 2.
Chapter 2 or 3. I like did a joke with I had a cap gun near my desk that I had, and I was just that was too much.
So maybe a little edgy.
It was too edgy, and
we should really be leaving the edgy jokes to yell at the
end. Even at the time, I was like, this is probably a little much, but when you're in the spirit of recording and you think of a joke, sometimes you just want to do it.
Yeah.
So
when you're in the spirit of Angst Much, sometimes you do want to kill yourself.
Oh my god!
Damn,
like that right there.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I kind of wish I hadn't done that. That was a little much.
But anybody else? I'm trying to think what.
I honestly can't think of much.
I think I was perfect.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to force this on you guys.
Nothing that I seriously regret. Like, of course, I mean, I wasn't. Of course, nobody's perfect, and I wasn't either. And there are some things that I probably would have done different, like maybe if it had been recorded the next day or whatever. Like,
right.
But nothing that I would say I really regret.
You know what I do regret? I do regret that you guys had to do your impressions of me for that one chapter.
Yeah.
With Twilight Sparkle. I wish I had been able to be on that video. That would have been fun.
Oh, well.
But, that's the only time anybody's ever heard your impressions of me. They were pretty good, by the way.
I was going to say, when
Thanks.
we were recording originally, I was starting to regret my decision to make Pinkie Pie always sound depressed. Oh. But I feel like that worked out in the end okay,
yes,
actually.
Absolutely.
But I remember...
would you really have wanted to read Twinkie, Pinkie, and Draxie Dragon in a happy voice?
Honestly, I was just afraid the joke had gotten old.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it did.
was really afraid the joke was getting old.
That was the joke you were afraid got old, not all those sick meme references that were out of date by the time the video launched.
No, because that wasn't like a thing that was a part of my character.
Yeah.
That was just shit we were throwing out.
Sick
And
memes.
every single Pinkie line after a certain point was delivered that way.
Yeah.
And I was really afraid that had gotten old after the first time it happened.
Actually, now that I think about it, I regret not sounding more racist back when I was back when Breakfast at Rarities was a thing.
I'm really curious, how would you have sounded more racist?
I don't know, but I should have figured something. Oh my god.
Southern accent.
Yeah, get a southern accent. Then you
Hey kids, you need a rid. Hey Drax, you need a rid.
Actually,
Out of town.
I drove 10 hours over back to where we used to live for this meetup, and I listened to me and my friends in Pontus. So I like how, as we do like My Little Pony stories, not that we do a ton of them, but as we keep doing them, we kind of keep the consistent voices. So when Pinkie Pie showed up over there, Matt's doing his normal Pinkie Pie voice, and that's just kind of consistent. How here she gets brainwashed and turned into a different character.
It's actually a good reminder.
But if we do another
viewers.
My Little Pony story, Matt will be back to his regular Pinkie Pie voice.
Oh God, am I going to be stuck playing?
Hey, I know what we're looking for after this video.
I mean, a lot of
more
us.
Pinkie Pie brainwashing stories.
No.
I mean, a lot of us are kind of stuck as certain characters. So, Matt, come on.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll never be able to do my arc voice.
No, but just like we've done a few, and we'll probably do more, just because there's so many stories for that, we're bound to run across something.
Oh, yeah,
that's
definitely.
funny enough.
My Little Pony.
So, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
I guess my like thing I regret the most, it wasn't that much of a regret in retrospect.
Yeah.
Turns out you did it too well.
Oh. Me and Connor are the imperfects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I regret being so good.
Yeah, it's being so perfect.
But anyway, yeah. So the next question: what was the good thing about Angst Much? What was the thing in there that you thought was really good?
Competent, yeah.
Shit. Well, you always gotta ask the hard ones.
I mean, obviously, overall, his grammar and stuff is
Yeah, it's
not remarkably bad, not
No.
remarkably amazing.
Yeah, it's just
there's
again,
some-
most of it is mistakes an editor would catch,
And I mean,
not like it doesn't go
it's
down
not
to the
Yogi
root.
Mune.
Like Yoi Mune's on one end of the spectrum, passionate dissonance is on the other end of the spectrum, where it's like normal. Most of the sentences are grammatically sound; they're just purple as hell.
Well,
And Drax lands basically right in the middle.
Dude, did you read all the way through Passionate? You were there. You remember by the end of that story.
Yeah,
They
by
were
the end
not.
of that story, he's obviously like he's just
Dude,
so
those were
incoherent.
barely sentences
But
at
like
the
the
end
first
of that
half
story.
of Passionate Dissonance, the sentences made. Well, okay, they didn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Anyway, my point is that Drax, like if I just read here chapter 1, I'm not going to read out loud, but we have it pulled up. If I just look at it, ignoring again mistakes editors would catch, like I see what's going on in the scene, I can read it, and
Right, like a comma splice here and there, but like besides that,
You know, here's a good way. If I just glance at it, if I don't like look at it like and try to read it hard,
try to
like,
follow the plot.
I mean-
follow the plot. If I just glance at it, like I'm gonna autocorrect some of the mistakes there in my brain, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yohimune, if I just pulled up Yohimune and tried to just
instantly
look
go,
at
"Oh,
it,
what?"
I would.
Well,
it would confuse the fuck out of me.
Yeah, my point is just like in the big picture, like there's some writers where if you read it, you know, you can't tell what's going on. But with him, I can imagine how this place looks, what the characters look like. He's a competent writer. It's mostly plot.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick out one thing that was done well, and I said this a few times in the video, I kind of like the way Twilight Sparkle was in the story. Like she seemed like a really natural character, actually.
She was the best character in the story.
Like she was kind of cool, kind of
I'm
likable.
glad I got to play her because she was genuinely the best character in the story.
She had some awkward moments, but she had some like more lighthearted moments. And like we asked in the interview, she seems to have a lot of chemistry with Drax. Like she pops off the page more than anybody else.
Yeah,
and feels
especially
real.
with Drax.
Way more than Pink.
And he gave us an interesting answer to that one. Actually, when we asked him why, this was a viewer question. Why does Drax have so much chemistry? Drax the character have so much chemistry with Twilight Sparkle, and then end up with Pinkie Pie? What he said was that like while he was writing it, at the time he had like a huge crush on Twilight Sparkle. So like he's. Don't make that face. At least he didn't make it during the interview. But so he had a huge crush on Twilight Sparkle at the time, and then like when he got to a certain point, he kind of realized like he was thinking about how much he liked all the characters, and then he realized he liked Pinkie Pie more, and so then it just kind of just instantly
another sudden stop.
And then when he starts up again, he's with Pinkie.
Yeah.
That's where that happened. That's how that happened.
Oh, you know what? Actually, oh shit. Never mind. I was gonna say the thing that
Damn.
second pissed me off the most was what was happened to Pinkie Pie, but I think I talked about that.
That was
enough.
also the first thing.
No.
that is the thing that pisses all of us off.
That kind of plays into my compliment, and there's going to be a negative bearing into this positive, but I will try to keep it positive, which is that when the characters first appear before they get changed, Drax usually gets them pretty according to their actual personalities.
Yeah.
Obviously Drax watches the show, understands the show, so Twilight is like herself in the show. Rainbow Dash is like herself in the show.
Yeah.
Applejack's like herself in the show. Fluttershy, when she's first there, before Drax basically almost immediately changes her, is like herself in the show. Pinkie Pie starts out like herself in the show. You know, everyone, like...
He
They're
gets
a fair
them. He
adult
gets them.
machinations of Drax's mind that control the story, but Drax knows what the characters are like from the
I was
show.
gonna
At least
say-
he doesn't get them completely wrong off the bat.
Honestly, I was playing up her voice, but even after she gets brainwashed, Pinkie Pie really doesn't seem to change that much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, like
she doesn't.
there's
Like,
details
I mean-
here and there.
Yeah, but she really doesn't seem to change that much after she gets brainwashed. It's just the act with that of the thing in the first place.
The act of doing that was just
it was so bad. But I mean, even after that, she still seems to be fairly accurate.
She's still
to
very
what
much
she
Pinkie
was.
Pie.
But like Twilight is recurring, and she always, keeps the same personality. She's consistent. Rainbow Dash is consistent.
Yeah, consistently annoying.
Just like on the show.
Just like on the show.
But consistently braggadocious,
Braggadocious.
Yeah, no, that's what she is.
Yeah.
And she's consistently annoying.
Yeah.
And just like Pinkie Pie, only Pinkie Pie is consistently annoying.
I mean,
and then gets brainwashed.
I haven't seen the show, but I presume that like when
Don't
Drax
presume
meets
you'll make a prez out of you and D.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen a lot of the show, but I presume like Chapter 11 when Drax meets the kids, like Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle and such, like them doing everything in unison or whatever. That's probably a joke from the show. Or
that's
something
a
like
sick
that.
joke.
Sick
show,
meme.
Yeah. So I don't know. At least Drax knows how the characters.
He knows
should
the
go.
show.
Yeah.
He knows the characters, and it shows.
And he doesn't do what a lot of authors do, where they just say, "Fuck it, I'm going to write everybody the way I think they should be immediately."
Yeah, and actually, when we talked to him, another viewer question, which we asked near the end of it, we asked, "What do you think his best and worst, Drax the character's best and worst traits are?" First of all, he immediately jumped on what Drax the character's worst trait is, and I completely agree. He says he's like a smug, smanksty asshole. He actually agrees with the use of the word smankst.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that, Yella. And so so he says, that's Drax the character's worst trait. That he's a smanksty pizza shit. And so and his best trait is probably that he's well intentioned. Not that he does good, but that he means well. And he goes up, and maybe what he does to Pinkie Pie isn't so great, but he means well. He doesn't mean to hurt people.
Then again,
He's
the road
just
to
also
hell
a
is paved
smanksty
with
asshole.
good intentions. So
Also, I thought of another good thing, actually. I do kind of like the twist at the end. It's kind of a twist with the princesses, where they aren't entirely all good.
That was another thing, he talked to us about in the interview.
He said that was intentional.
Yeah, it's actually sort of intentional. Like, they have good intentions.
They think what they're doing is a great idea.
They think what they're doing is a good thing. But what they're doing isn't... He doesn't have any illusions about whether or not that was a good thing for them to do, like a moral thing for them to do.
And he says it plays into the next story, which I don't remember it that well because I read it a long time ago, but I think it does.
Yeah, so like, Drax, the character, does secretly have... Like, they're just restraining his creator magic, but... Like, they're doing that, what they think is for his own good and for the good of everyone. And
I think he said, like, the
they
idea...
make him fertile. Even making him fertile was intended to be something to the effect of, like, he's so dangerous.
They think he'll be safer if he has a family.
If he has a family that he
Normal
feels attached to Ponyville, then he
the idea of, if you want to handle a sword safely, you need a sheath to put it in.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. Yeah, like, gross.
Of course, your mind immediately jumps to that.
The hell, dude?
Perverted bastard.
It's true, though. It's true. I mean, I always put my penis in sheets.
Yeah, they call him yellow. They call him yellow lewd dude.
Yeah,
God damn it! I'm trying to make a serious point here, and here this happens.
It's
this
a little
is my
uncomfortable
life
because my dick doesn't always fit.
But
I mean,
you're still talking about sticking your dick in a sheath?
Yeah, but no, I know what you're talking about, yellow.
Yeah.
Daniela or Matt.
I can't think of anything I particularly.
I
stuck out to me as good.
Other than just like the grammar in
Other
general.
than just
Other
like
than what we mentioned.
See, here's the thing. There's things that stick out to me as particularly
bad,
but everything else is just mediocre. There's
everything
nothing
else
I
is
can think
mediocre.
of.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, I guess maybe in the context of Angst Much, mediocrity is good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when everything is awful, being mediocre means it's not bad.
The mediocre man is king.
The mediocre man is king when everything is garbage. But like,
King
there's
of
nothing I can
garbage.
think of that where I was like, oh, I guess that was anything more than all right.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can really think of that was all right was the writing. It was all right.
And honestly, it's chapter 13 and on isn't horrendous. It's
all
kind
right.
of it's kind of cliche, and like the character still kind of sucks. But like, it's I'd be interested to see him writing a story that didn't come from a dream. Like seeing him, I'm not that interested, but like, I mean, like if I had to choose between reading this again and reading something new where he actually thought about the plot and tried to plan things out and stuff, I'd absolutely take something because he doesn't seem like totally incompetent. Yoimune tried to think everything out and it still came out as a big pile of shit.
Boy.
Did he really try though? Did he really try?
It took him years, but yes,
I mean, did he really try?
It wasn't from a dream. It wasn't from basically total incoherence.
Then again, on the topic,
it
of
just
Yoimune,
became total incoherence.
but also sometimes some of Yoimune's chapters, at least with his other story, they kind of feel like he's just wanting to rant about whatever bothered him that day.
Yeah,
So,
he doesn't know whether he's writing a diary or a story.
yeah.
I was gonna say, like in the case of Yohimune, if I were gonna point out good things, it would be any sentence that was normal.
Yeah.
But I can't say that about this because most of the sentences were
Fairly normal.
fairly normal.
Yeah.
I mean, structure and grammar wise.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
plenty
it's really
of them
hard for me
also
to-
just in content, honestly.
It's really hard for me to think of stuff that was particularly good about this. All I can think of is stuff that's particularly bad.
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's a bit of a shame that everything else had to be so mediocre in comparison to the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if the bad stuff wasn't there, it would just be a mediocre story, and
And we wouldn't have covered it.
we wouldn't have covered it.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have covered it. Let's take it all down from the channel.
Go ahead.
No.
Right after you're done watching this video, it's going to be deleted.
It's
Man,
gonna be
why
gone.
did they
I
do
will-
Like,
so
we're going to
little
wait for
in
each one of our
2017?
viewers to watch it, and then they're going to have to email us confirmation they saw it,
Yeah.
and then we're going to delete the video.
If you actually email us about that, I'm gonna be pissed.
You guys are the best. And
The
I mean
best.
that.
That's why we've been coming up with names for our fans.
Yeah.
At the very end of this, we'll tell them what their fan name is.
Oh, yeah.
And Yella hasn't heard the new
Oh,
fan name.
no.
But it's a very good fan.
I'm not sure if I'm going to agree then.
Oh no, you'll love it.
You'll
Yella.
love it. No,
You'll love
we
it.
named him after you.
Oh no.
We were thinking about you when we named him.
Oh no. Now I'm
Yeah.
extra scared. Anyway.
Yeah. So
What I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as Matt, because I mean, it's already a thing, kind of, human nature to focus on the bad things, I think.
Sure.
And as such, it's very easy to just see all the bad things kind of jump out at you and be disgusted or grossed out or whatever by it. And then the rest is just sort of space in between the things that make you go, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame, like Matt said, this could have just been a mediocre story, and instead it was this. Which, on one hand, I love that it became this. On the other hand, I hate that it became this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you imagine like a really nice car at the top of a cliff, and then it like starts falling down the cliff, and it keeps hitting branches, right, along the way, and like getting more and more beat up. But in between the branches, it's probably the nicest part for the car.
Yeah.
And at the very bottom, it's like a big smash. And you look at that and you go, that was really cool to watch, but I kind of wish my car hadn't been destroyed. but along the way, you had a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And you also kind of hated it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, you're in the car,
And
Oh,
then you
no.
do
at
at
the end, and then you're like, oh, that's all right between the branches. Then you hit the smash at the end.
So, see, and then what we're doing right now is talking to the other people who saw it.
Yeah.
And now we're just waiting for the insurance to come.
Yeah, basically.
What a nice complex
I'm
metaphor.
waiting for the ambulance
All
to come.
sorts of
And
layers.
I guess the interview was when the guy who pushed the car off the cliff.
Oh my.
Up at the top, we're just chatting with him.
Yeah.
No, and
What part of the fall did you like the most?
I like when it did all that. I like when it did all those sick flips.
Yeah.
The sick flips
got
in the
got
middle.
ripped.
Let's be real, that
Between-
was a very good
Yeah,
part,
right
but-
between the like when it
How
hit
did-
that branch and it did that sick flip for like 10 minutes. Almost.
How did you feel about our reactions after we smashed that sixth branch and careened into the opposite lane? you
Oh,
know?
that was so... Wait, lane? There are lanes on this
Yeah,
cliff?
there leads to
Oh,
the
I
side
guess
of a mountain.
cliff. I thought you said like pushing down a road.
No, down off a cliff.
Oh,
Like branches growing out of the
okay,
road.
yeah.
Because
sorry.
it's accelerating and there's no way to stop it other than the hard ground.
Yeah.
But no, so do we have any other questions, or I know we wanted to look at reviews for
Oh,
this.
of the recording, what was our favorite part of the?
Oh, yeah,
of the back end, recording.
The counterpart, yeah.
My favorite episode has to be Chapter 9 when Matt just goes ham.
I can't remember.
I don't think I've ever heard Matt go so ham in a recording, and it's amazing. It's not. Well, a part of me is not surprised that Matt doesn't remember it because I have to imagine that he just blacked out and his alternate personality took over and just unleashed hellfire from his mouth,
Oh,
and then he woke
boy.
up and was like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Were we
Hey
recording?
guys, I'm the sweetest boy
Hey,
in
hold on, I'm being
existence.
called away." And
Hey
then
guys,
he-
I had my flash forward. What's up?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that would definitely be my favorite part of the series.
I mean, that was definitely a good part, yeah.
Yeah. Hearing Matt go ham sandwich.
Yeah. I actually agree. I think my favorite part is Chapter 9 just because it brought something kind of new to the table. Like, at the Steel Donut, yeah, sometimes we record a lot of one-off videos. You know, we don't have a lot of major series very often. Yeah. So usually it's, you know, find a single story, you know, that has something fairly immediately bad with it. Usually the grammar or some part of story construction that's pretty obvious or whatever. And, you know, I don't want to say, you know, we've seen the same things too many times, but, like, the fact that really this story in general, like, brought new things to the table for us to discuss, you know, that we can talk on kind of more serious facets of writing, but, like, especially Chapter 9 and what happened there.
Chapter 9 is,
It definitely felt like, you know, we got to do more than just riff on a story in a way. And
because Chapter 9 was when is not
Celestia's backstory.
Really, you know, kind of presents something and I
remember my ham now. I remember that.
I don't have
the sandwich.
I don't have the exact right words, but we really got to cover something that wasn't just a bad character or bad grammar or the author forgetting what they were doing.
The sum of its parts came and formed the whole.
Yeah.
Like just the very. I mean, I'm gonna go a bit in depth here then, but it's, you know, the combination of, we have Drax talking about how, you know, how Celestia doesn't know him and that kind of stuff, while we have no idea what Drax's backstory is, and we never learn. We don't know what happened to him in the real world. But
we get a little bit, like he mentions, it's like my parents are abusive, but they were average.
Yeah. Right, he gives us little conflicting snippets of it, and it's just confusing.
But meanwhile, we get, like, so, you know, Celestia's backstory in its cruel detail, basically, and at this point in the story, we don't know much about Drax, like the character. We know that we know basically nothing yet at that point, and then suddenly we get Celestia's backstory, which she tells because she feels like he's a kindred soul or something, and it just strikes you as all sorts of off. Like, because we know nothing about Drax, and apparently this is, like, this horrible situation that happens to Celestia is supposed to be sort of similar or whatever, but because we don't have any context for that, it just comes across as, whoa, what the hell?
And
are you this fucked up?
Another part of that I liked is that we knew to just, like, get serious. Like, I don't think we're too ironic, but again, like, single videos with a shorter story that's immediately bad in a certain way that we can make jokes. You know, we're obviously having fun, making an entertaining video, but, like, you know, I kind of like those moments where we just get in serious and we stop joking and we're like, this is bad. We need to say, you know, what we feel about this seriously.
Yeah, we need a moment to get this off our chest because this is actually bothering us a bit.
Yeah, like, with a longer series, you can get moments like that, or like the Power Rangers 9/11 story.
Yeah,
you know.
Did we have any moments like that in Yohimune? I don't think we did.
I think
just when he starts going on his first major killing spree.
Chapter 11, the BHB moment, probably.
Oh, God.
But I mean, even then, I don't think we were. Like,
I think at that point I said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, but I was gonna say even then, and like the thing that we didn't have with this story was like the grammar and everything was just so insane that it was hard to take that seriously. That part was so competently written, you could take it seriously.
And you know what? The thing I think that's most important about that is, like, if somebody's following our series and they write and they thought about putting stuff like that in their story, it's like you can write about anything. If you're a good enough writer, you can make anything your topic. But and that might not mean that there's a writer who could handle any subject, but, like, you know,
writers have
the correct writer can handle any given topic if you pick carefully, you know. And in this case, less competent writers can probably learn just from the fact that, like, no, you know, Drax did that particular scene because it came from a dream. But there are lots of people who will plan to put stuff like that in their story and then execute it about as poorly. And, you know, or worse, and maybe they'll learn something.
Yeah,
Yes.
like the 9/11 story.
And that,
Like the freaking 9/11 story.
And-
The only time I've ever actually been mad.
and you know what's interesting? What's interesting about this story is in the interview we asked Drax, like, you know, pretty much like who's the target audience? Did the target audience change? And he said that there honestly wasn't a target audience.
Yeah.
This was mostly just written to
Get
you
it
know,
out of his head.
just to, you know, get it all, like, sort of, I keep thinking about this, you know. He said it was like getting a song stuck in your head. He was hoping if you just wrote it down, it would stop bothering him, which makes sense. I felt that.
Yeah, that makes
Most
sense.
people have at some point in their life if they write. And he just sort of put it up later, you know, to see what people thought. That's why that ending wasn't originally there, because they're, you know, he didn't dream anything after chapter, what,
12.
chapter 12, 13.
Oh.
And then after that, he added the plot and added the ending.
Yeah.
So...
That's why it comes in like 3 major sections.
Yeah, so like Bob was saying, like, you know, here, that was just sort of included because that's, you know, what creeped out of his subconscious and the dream. But for, you know, somebody else, if they were like, oh, you know, if I give somebody a backstory like that, just to, you know...
And just have it airdrop into the story like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, hey, excuse me, coming through. Just got to drop this incredibly weird, tragic backstory in the middle of your My Little Pony story. Yeah.
If I can blow everybody's mind, I'm going to say my favorite recording part of this story was actually the end. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, this is just me personally, but for the latter half of Angst Much, I felt like I wasn't actually saying that much and doing that much. I mean, after post-Chapter 9, I felt like I didn't really have that much to say. And whenever the ending came around, like, we recorded it, and then we lost it. And then I said to myself, I said,
recording.
yeah, because my PC crashed, it blue screened. And then that's what Angst Much did to my computer. And then I said, I gotta do better, because I didn't feel like that recording did well. And then the next time we recorded it, I feel like I actually had jokes. I actually had stuff to say.
Yeah,
I wasn't just going to, Drax,
If I can agree with you, because I think I was even worse in our first recording for that.
Yeah,
like, your computer crashing was a wonderful thing, because I just made pretty much the same joke that whole video, because I had a really long day, and I couldn't think of anything to say. I just kept saying, man, this is dumb. It's really dumb,
if any of the viewers are wondering where the "get the fuck out of here" came from, that was like the only thing I said during the first recording. That's my only line I had to say was "get the fuck out of here."
Just every few lines.
Like 50 times.
Get out of here.
And I mean, it came back like it came back a couple times in the re-recording, but I actually had jokes to say that second time.
You know, there were jokes between the "get out of here's."
Yeah, obviously, you know, for that chapter 15, you know, obviously, you know, second time around, you didn't get Matt and Yella's, you know, perfectly blind reactions, but I mean, that really, I was worried about that re-recording, but I mean, that didn't really affect it. So,
and if we're going behind the scenes,
and if we get better jokes out of it, then okay.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if we're talking about behind the scenes, I hate having a blind reaction. I work a lot better when I do know what's happening in advance. So I always make sure that I read every story, if it's, you know, not too long, you know, before recording, because I can sort of have things percolate. With a blind reaction, I don't laugh out loud that often unless something's really funny, like Sonata, I Will Never Love Again.
Yeah.
Most of the time I don't laugh like that, so a blind reaction for me will just be, huh.
Right, and I see. If we really want to go behind the scenes, you know, I prefer to get the blind reaction just because I feel more
like for you prefer to go in blind.
I prefer to be more free flow like that, and also too, if we're gonna go really behind the scenes, I'm not actually Bob. I'm actually just an impression that Matt does.
Yeah. See,
he throws his voice.
We can talk at the same time. Check this out. You ready for this cool impression? All right,
hey
say
guys,
something.
Blah, blah, blah,
look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
the old
2 mouths, actually.
Yeah,
actually, you see,
I'm just the other mouth. This is the other mouth that Matt has.
It's really cool. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, Matt's he's like one of those throat singers that can hit 2 pitches at the same time. He can use 2 voices at the same time.
And have them say different things.
I'm very talented.
Yeah.
I'm very talented like that. Yeah. I just like to agree with myself.
Actually, I've been doing a Yell impression this whole time too. He actually couldn't even be here.
Don't lie.
If you see our vlogs and you
Don't
see
be
this other
weird.
guy that Matt, Blake, and I are hanging out with,
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
just
like
Call the police.
That's just, like,
That's just the guy they're hanging out with.
that's just a stand-in that we pay because, like, man, Matt, that two voice. I'm sorry, it's so weird. Like, it's just the three of us with like 4 voices. Like, fuck me.
I mean,
Like,
you
we
just hired the guy to have him ad lib whatever Matt's second voice says.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier on our psyches. It's like looking at, like, it's like in those Cthulhu stories when people see something and just go insane.
Actually, you think that it's not that. Well, here, okay. If you look carefully, got him right here. You can see there are the lines next to his mouth. That dude is a puppet.
Oh.
Like, he's straight up a puppet. Like, I've just been puppeteering him the whole time. Have you guys not noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah, through all the flags and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. The makeup's
Or my
really
name's
good.
not Matt Trox.
Yeah.
Mr. Trox.
Yeah,
Mr. T Trucks.
T Trox.
Matt
T
T.
Trucks. There's
Trox.
3 T's.
The T
The
stands
middle
for
T
Trox.
stands for Trox.
Yeah.
Matt Trox. Anyways, so we kind of talked about the story and like the reactions to it and stuff.
Actually, can I go a bit behind the scenes as well?
Sure.
Bob and I are the best co-workers, just FYI.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I think we work well together. I wouldn't say we're the best.
The best co-workers.
The best.
And I would definitely say you guys are coworkers, not friends.
Yeah.
for
No,
sure coworkers.
definitely. Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be. Don't make things weird. Don't
Yeah.
bring out the F word again. Okay.
I have Yella's phone. I mean, I have Yella's phone number.
His
in
work
my
number.
phone. Yeah, I have his number in my phone, and I just have it. I have it under work.
Yeah, y'all traded business cards.
Yeah.
They make sure to send an occasional fax because
Yeah, like-
that's a very business thing to do.
Like I like to keep relationships
Biz,
listed in
yeah.
my phone. So it's like for Connor, it's like former roommate, and Blake, it's like acquaintance, and like for Yella, it says colleague, and for Matt, it says laughing buddy.
Yeah.
it says
That
laugh
guy who
track.
laughs. Yeah, laugh track. That's what
Laugh
it is.
track.
Yeah. So we talked about the story. I think we should just go take a look at the reviews.
Yeah, let's go look at the reviews.
And why don't we do this chapter by
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. Let's sort by chapter. Anyway, Ziggy DK says,
Funny, you said Ziggy DK.
yeah, Ziggy DK says, first a good story to draw me in,
No.
Well,
period.
jumped over it. Yeah.
And then a StarCraft reference to finish the deal. That's it. Imsold.
I'm surprised anybody got that it was a StarCraft
I didn't.
reference.
What was the
It's
StarCraft?
hell, it's about time.
Yeah.
Is
Is
that
that
a
a
reference?
reference?
Apparently
No.
that's a StarCraft
You
reference.
must construct additional pylons. Like, I
That's
don't
the
know.
only one I know. is
That's
you
the only
must
thing
be
anyone
functional
knows.
pylon.
But I mean, like,
Same.
even so...
What if he said that at the end? Like Jackson toned, you must construct additional pylons.
I mean, still, like, hell, it's about time, like... Unless that was that really such a memorable line? Like, I understand feeling like some of the lines from, like, The Big Lebowski aren't so memorable. Like, if I told you, like, if you haven't seen the movie and you hear that rug tied the room together and you don't know what the film's about, you might think that's just a boring line.
To
But,
be
like,
fair, whenever someone says Jesus, I think of Jeff Bridges going, Jesus.
Yeah. but, like, I don't know. Hell, it's about time doesn't strike me as a particularly memorable line.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a great scene.
And
in
it makes
StarCraft.
and it kind of confuses you because
This-
you're like, wait, did Drax see this coming?
Especially since it comes back chapter 2 and he says it again.
Yeah.
Hell,
I mean,
it's about time.
Man, I'm
Did
just,
you hear me? Hell, it's about time.
I'm just wondering about.
we actually asked Drax about that line in the interview, if you want to know what he
that's
said.
why we know.
And he said,
I'm.
what exactly did he say?
He said it was a StarCraft reference.
Well, no, he said more than that, too, but I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. You'd have to watch the interview to find
Yeah.
out.
Anyway, I feel like, you know what this review reminds me of? It reminds me of one of those,
Advertising.
it reminds me of one of those, like, Tumblr memes, like, that's it, Imsold.
Yeah.
I'm not
Morbus
crying,
Russ.
you're crying.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff, yeah.
Morbus Russ said, "Nice. I like light, funny stories about ponies and humans."
This isn't
And
Until
a,
you
then-
get to chapter 9, but
And
It's not a
then
little
the
like
rest
comedy.
of the story came
This little
in.
rom.
I mean, these are reviews that, like, came out as the story got posted, so these people are assuming a lot for reading just that first chapter.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
don't
even
seem like
funny.
light or funny. Well, maybe funny, I guess.
I mean, you
if
could
find
sort
it.
of interpret it as that.
Yeah.
Did you see the reference at the end where he said, "Hell, it's about time"?
That would be like-
shit was hilarious.
That was hysterical.
That would be like if I showed, like, you know, somebody the first 5 minutes of Imprint, and they were like, "Oh, this seems like just a fun romance."
Right, or like, yeah.
And it's like this really graphic horror movie.
Or if you saw you saw the first half of the first episode of like Attack on Titan, and you're like, slice of life.
Okay, so people are reviewing on chapter 1 for the entire story.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just Can I just move with Devil's Flambe?
Yeah, sure. Devil's Flambe.
All right, this was a pretty good one. At first, I thought it was going to be a goddamn clopfic, but I was glad the main character became less promiscuous farther. Promiscuous farther, sorry.
Working farther away.
Farther away. The whole thing reeked of self-insertion and Gary Stewism with all the numerous powers and invulnerabilities stacking up by the paragraph, then being explained. No, more like being waved away as some creator magic bullshit faster.
I wish you weren't using the semicolon so badly, because I agree with you otherwise.
Fast you could say Matrix Revolutions. The whole smelly nice thing was little more than a paper-thin bad excuse for a sick author's twisted fantasies.
Oh, damn. Calm down.
I mean, it's a cartoon for Celestia's sake. I'm glad that the main character at least had enough common sense as to recognize how cliched the whole conquer yourself climax was. Just because it's a cliche, whatever. He dreamt it. The story. No, he didn't dream that part. No. I've got it. That's really throwing me off. Yeah. The story was. Wait, so time out. He didn't dream chapter 13 and 14.
Correct.
He willfully put in the I have to fight my dark side.
Yes.
That's the part he intended.
Drax. The story was terribly generic, but it was broken up by good humor.
Was it?
Disagree with you there.
I obviously said the thing I liked the least, but also Drax throwing in snarky, humorous lines during
all the jokes were the worst parts.
Like,
none of the jokes were funny.
The ending was happily ever after, but I suppose it's better than Grimdark Coma ending. In summary, this was okay, but the above issues prevented me from immersing myself in the story. Fix those, and you've got the best fanfic on the internet.
Fix everything, and you've written the best story ever. Fix that. Wait, he said the jokes were the best part. Fix everything else, and you'll have the best fanfic on the internet.
So you want Alvin's comedy hour?
Yeah.
I like how he spent this entire review complaining and then said it'll be great once you fix.
Not just great, the best.
Yeah, it'll be the best once you fix literally everything.
And then Cuddly Kitties wrote a really in-depth interview.
Well, actually, before can I? One thing that just kind of in this review. I mean, it's a cartoon for Celestia's sake. Way to undermine your own that just seems weird.
No. He's saying it's a cartoon about like the sex part specifically.
I know, but to then, call upon the goddess of said cartoon just strikes me as all sorts of weird, honestly. But maybe that's just me.
Well, no, like Burns will use like show slang, but I mean, I kind of understand where it's coming from. Makes me really uncomfortable too. I mean, it's a little kid show. I mean, it would be like Teletubbies have sex. And people probably write those as troll fics, but this is serious. Kind of uncomfortable.
Hey, mine was a serious story. The Teletubbies sex tapes.
I mean, on that topic, real quick, Blake. Just one thing.
Shit, dude.
That one thing that is kind of gross if you think about it. Is that it's not entirely safe for a little girl who is a fan of this show to Google My Little Pony.
Yeah, it really kind of pisses me off.
Yeah,
what little boy who's a fan of the show?
Yeah, both my little cousins, one girl, one boy, they really like the show, and it's kind of like
as someone
just knowing that then
was
this
a fan
is
of
all
the show for a very brief period. I'm very glad she couldn't read.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can I just say, Madanui 13 there said. Twilight channeling Raven a moment there. And for a second, my brain autocorrected it to Drax channeling Raven, and I thought about Imby Ice Cream for you.
Oh, no. Makes me glad I didn't voice Drax.
And then real quick, Cuddly Kitties said Raven _.
I have no idea.
Thanks.
What Raven reference?
Azeroth Metreon Synthos.
Oh. I thought that was a reference to that old movie.
No, that was a spell from Teen Titans.
That was also... a reference that was also in that old movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Azeroth Metreon Synthos?
Maybe it was.
I think you're thinking of Klaatu Barada Nikto.
I am. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
I shouldn't know that off the top of my head. I'm such a nerd.
It's a decent movie.
Well, those two things...
The Keanu Reeves version was way superior.
They do sound similar. Give me
That's
credit.
a joke. Yeah.
Actually, don't give me credit. I don't want your fucking credit.
Hey, I
patronize me.
I really want.
Don't patronize me.
I really want Yella to read this next review.
What by Anonymous Anon?
Yeah.
I see what you did there, my friend. Wink.
Wink.
That is if no one else got on.
How the
Space
fuck are we
period,
supposed to
space
catch on
emperor.
from that?
I see what
no one
you
else
did
caught
there.
on. I see what you did there.
I see what you did there in this chapter where you apparently made 2 references.
I'm so sorry.
Which
If no
one
one
did I
else gets-
catch on?
If no one else gets the reference, this guy gets it. But if anyone else does, he just stays silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone else got the reference, whatever reference he's talking about, because I don't know what he's referring to.
Exactly.
Then he
Well, he would have taken the review down.
Well, no, he wouldn't just have taken the review down. It would never have been up to begin with.
Wait, oh sheesh, Blake, $1 million, but you only get references if if everyone else in the group doesn't get it.
Oh, wow.
No, God,
You just
no,
look
I would
clueless the whole time.
You'd be like, because it's like a joke between just 2 people.
Yeah.
But everything else is just like, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
jeez.
And then this one,
King of the
sorry.
Nye 69.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do it? Oh, no, the guest or the King of the
No,
Night?
I mean, do we need to read every single one?
I mean, this one's so short. Azeroth met you on Synthos. I was dying of laughter.
Yeah, hilarious.
Didn't
Yeah.
take much to kill you.
And
then-
then there's this guest review from April 22nd.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, we read this one before. It's
And
beautiful.
I'll be honest. When we before we recorded that interview, I thought Drax might have even written this interview. Drax might have even written this guest review. But having spoken to the guy, no, he
No.
definitely didn't.
No, he didn't.
He's got thick enough skin. He genuinely is a good enough, like a nice
Good enough
guy to
sport.
be. Good enough sport about the whole thing. I mean, he said he viewed the thing as basically like a roast, like a long running roast, which is like, yeah,
Yeah.
Fair
that's
enough.
fair.
Yeah.
That's a good way to take it.
Also, one quick thing though about this review, which, I mean, we know you know what this review is. Clearly, this guy is no psychiatrist or psychologist.
Yeah. Oh,
Just-
yeah. For those who aren't looking at the screen, I guess we should read it.
I'll read it then.
Yeah.
Bob from the Steel Donut Collective is one of the worst human beings I've talked with. Fucking
wrecked.
autist gets offended over jack shit, and he can't understand any jokes unless he's told them himself. The channel's decent, but Bob is going to kill it soon.
Can confirm,
Also,
yes.
they're idiots for wasting time trying to riff the fanfic. They'll never understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
That's the review.
Bob, why did the chicken cross the road?
What?
Yeah, see, he
You
doesn't
talking to me?
understand any
Are you
jokes unless
talking
he
to me?
tells them.
I am so offended right now.
You're gonna ruin this
piece of shit.
fucking
Hey,
channel.
guys, how are we going to do this retrospective? I don't understand the story. I don't understand.
Don't get.
I never
I
will.
don't get this.
It's so complicated and obscure.
Yeah. Anyways,
What is
chapter
a
2.
what is a nine?
Ponai?
Ponai?
Me, my little Ponai?
Honest?
Chapter 2 review.
Holy shit, guys, are upon us?
2 guests. First one. I remember seeing this before when Uth first looked at this fan and
Well, when Drax first looked at it.
Yeah.
I think Iv desensitized myself enough to be able to read it now.
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say Fanon is my least favorite canon sequel.
Yeah.
Remember that anime, Canon,
yeah.
and the sequel Fanon?
Fanon, yeah. It was the worst. They let everybody insert their OC.
I'm glad. I'm glad in the third one. Fanon. I like that the third one was then Fanon 2, Canon's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
like that.
worst.
And then guest says, I stooped halfway and yelled, I can't take it anymore.
I wonder if
Yeah,
that was
just
the
like
same
not
person.
a yell. It's more like I stood up and yelled, I can't take it anymore.
I wonder if that was the same person that wrote both reviews.
I mean, that would be months later.
Yeah.
They got to chapter 2, got halfway through months later.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they write about the same.
yeah, that's true.
Grammar's on the same level.
Yeah. All right, so chapter
Onward,
3.
Chapter 3.
Oh.
Lord.
Okay, I see that one review. I want Blake to read the one from Questionable Objects. But I'm gonna read Lord Arcturus's review. He says, "I don't know what to think at all. Damn you!" Walks away in a haze. I need a drink.
I mean, that's a good reaction to
That's
the
a
story.
normal human reaction, or horse reaction, I guess.
Normal horsey reaction.
Yeah.
Well, horses are very thirsty.
Yeah.
They drink a lot of water.
I read chapter 3. Yeah, they're hella
Yeah.
thirsty.
Oh, my late night thirsty.
Anyways, Blake, would you give us Questionable Objects review on
Yeah.
chapter 3?
Oh god.
So funny. the first thing. Well, up here in my little ponyverse. First thing done. Get jiggy with Twilight Sparkle. You, sir, have style. ...
Why was
You know what this reminds me of?
questionable object?
It reminds me of that Faith House cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
9 asses.
Yeah, like
Heads, 9
secret leg.
Secret leg. And you're like, what is this about?
Was that
That was a
voice to text? Or
It got all the ellipses in there, like 1, 2,
Like,
3, 4, 5.
That was fantastic reading, by the way. Like that's on par with dot.
A review by X-Men 13. Shout out to Steve Echo.
Classic. Classic.
Best of luck with your professional career. Now that you've left us new grounders.
no
Wow,
reviews
no
of
one had
chapter
anything
4
to say about chapter
because
4.
nobody has anything. I mean, we didn't even cover chapter 4 in our series.
No, we skipped.
It goes 1, 2,
Chap-
3, 5.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Was
Chapter
there
4.
a chapter 4?
Dude, chapter 4 doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You joke about that, but we've all seen stories which have like chapter 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and we're like,
God.
what?
We even found a story once that had like chapter 1, 2, 3, 3 again, 4, 5, 5 again,
6,
Yeah.
6,
8,
7.
question
One
mark,
that was like
and then a few
1,
were just
2.
question mark numbered.
Yeah, so Darkened Path says, oh, so we're on chapter 5 now. Darkened Path says, ha, 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 taste the rainbow. This story can now officially be considered 20% cooler.
Yeah, those
Fuck
meme
you.
references are so great.
2011 was a
Fuck
dark
you.
year.
The worst year.
And then the second one, Anonymous Anon 23 again says, so many memes. XD. Great story though.
Why do people enjoy this?
I like
don't know.
how he says so many memes XD, and then he goes great story though, as if the memes are like the bad part of
part,
this.
yeah.
That part, that's the
Like
Maybe he is. He's like, so many memes.
Oh my god, memes everywhere. Fuck.
Even he realizes.
taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should
Yeah, so I guess there's no reviews for chapter 6. So.
Nope.
I mean, the thing is, Drax put this up so fast that, like, why would you review, like, chapter by chapter?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is like... This isn't the Prima Destination reviews. There's a million more on FimFiction.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
sure.
Lord.
No.
No, this is just like this isn't his main venue. FimFiction was. I mean, Kim, it's one of the oldest and more popular stories on FimFiction. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we won't have to read everything.
No.
R&R, I love that name.
He R&Rs.
He's
Or
like,
she.
good, no big obvious errors I can see. As far as the story, it's pretty good for an obvious self-insertion clopfic. The humor probably helps.
yeah, that's a high
Probably.
bar.
I did expect a God am I moment, though. What?
Is that a good
In
thing
any
that
case-
you didn't
Is
get
that a
it, or
TV tropes
bad
thing that I don't know of?
It is.
mean,
It's a TV trope.
It's probably like,
Is
oh
it
man,
a
I'm
good TV
so...
trope? Is it a bad TV trope?
I think
No, it's where a character realizes, oh my gosh, I'm a god.
oh, okay.
Oh my God, I'm God.
Like remember in
Yeah.
that Metal
I am
Apocalypse where
divinity.
Skisker sings that song, I'm the god.
Yeah. In any case, good fic, please continue. Lord Arcturus has something a little bit less
Damn.
positive to say.
Oh
probably
boy.
like the
Oh,
first
boy.
detailed review
Yeah.
Yeah, first detailed review from...
since like that one back from chapter
No.
1.
And this guy reviewed an earlier chapter too, so
Yeah.
I'll read this. Sorry. Should I do the ... voice? Sorry, but I can't go on any further. Practically with every chapter, Drax gets more and more powers tacked on, and gets more and more perfect, I guess.
Is that really your problem with this story?
No
Yes, that's
offense.
all of our
big
problems
thing.
with the story.
And that's not my only problem.
I mean,
with this story,
remember,
though.
this is
Well, no,
chap-
he has
this
a
is-
lot more to say here.
This is up until chapter 7 also.
Oh, I guess
so.
that's true. Yeah.
No
Chapter 9
offense.
hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, no offense, but he's gone over the deep end without a rope as far as Gary's stews go.
Mm-hmm.
He's also not even interesting or believable. I mean, he's supposed to be a regular, seemingly antisocial dude from the real world, yet he takes his new situation in perfect stride with ample powers pulled out of his ass. First,
Yeah,
he
like his
changes
ass
himself-
Musk.
Yeah, no joke. First, he changes himself into a stallion at the drop of a hat, pulls off an, according to Twilight, impossibly executed teleport.
Damn.
He's also laid 2 members of the main cast. Wouldn't be surprised if he screws Fluttershy next, much less, at the rate he's going, make Twilight Dash, Fluttershy, Pinky, AJ, and Rarity his personal harem. Because of all that, there's no tension, drama, or anything you'd expect from regular human Joe finds himself in Equestria balls naked. I might pick this story up again, but right now I'm shelving it. At least till my curiosity gets the better of me.
And that, I think, is a pretty good introduction to the 6th member of the Steel Donut, Lord Arcturus.
Say hi, Lord Arcturus. Hi, guys!
Oh, he has the double voice.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We attract a certain type of member, the double voice.
Freaks. Fucking vocal freaks. Alright, so...
No, yeah. Up at, like, that's...
I agree.
Chapter 8's really where the first major thing.
The Lord Arcturus has high standards.
So,
Yeah. Oh, questionable object. Here's
Oh,
a boy.
Oh man, dude, read that dot voice.
Joker.
Living the dream life of a brony, shagging every pony left, right, and center. Though to be honest, when you said Pickamini Diane Pie, freak through my Kindle across the room. Literally. Well, but I really like what you did with Pickamina, the whole confrontation and all. I wasn't expecting Pickamina to make an appearance. Hence the fling. Lol. Loving the awkward funniness of the story.
Oh my god. The way you wrote this, and considering the whole confrontation with Pinky is the whole gaslighting thing.
Yeah.
The poor questionable object has a questionable past.
Questionable object has a questionable reaction to this. He threw his Kindle across the screen, not because he didn't like it. He was just surprised that he saw
That name.
The name. Yeah, just the name. He
What
was
the fuck? And just like,
Oh my god!
and then he's like, wait, this is my gel.
God damn.
Alright, chapter 9.
Ugh.
Oh, people, okay.
Well, hey, there's a few more reviews. Hello.
Sort of.
Anime Watcher, Ita. Very good story.
good story.
Being fun and serious at the same time. I hope you continue writing this. I look forward to new chapters.
Oh god. Can I read Evil Wizard?
I'm sorry, did anybody watch you read the same chapter 9 I read, or did he edit this later?
Maybe he just didn't see a problem with it, which is again kind of what we talked about. Like,
He's too busy watching anime. The anime watcher.
yeah. Ben 10, my favorite anime.
I love Teen
Ben
Titans.
10, love that anime.
I love Teen Titans.
Oh my. So Evo Wizard 25 says, "This was a very good story and well written, with much
over
plot twists.
Much plot twist.
Much plot twists."
I like how he's saying was, like it's done. Like it's not marked
Rest
complete.
in peace.
Maybe
You
wrote
got
this
a
after-
little over halfway there. You still have much
so
to
he
go.
thinks the story went like, he got into the universe, banged 2 horses, met the rest of them, like, banged the third one implied, woke up, heard Celestia's backstory, the end.
The story ends with him and Celestia in this cabin.
All the
talking.
reviews came out the same day, so it's not like these were written after the story ended. Like, these all were...
Yeah, pretty much all of them are.
All of them, except for the last one, came out the day this was this chapter was
He
published.
just assumed this was it.
This is it. This is the story. We're done. The only problem I have is that I'm not a fan of harems. It doesn't bother me
harem?
that much,
There's no
but
harem.
Rarity and Fluttershy are my favorites.
There's no harem.
And Rarity and Fluttershy aren't in the or not. He never even fucks them.
He's
was a
reviewing
three-way,
the whole
and then-
story.
Did
like,
you read chapter 9? In
See, here's
chapter
the
9
thing.
he says, I'm in love with Pinkie Pie.
He has casual. He just has like some casual sex and then settles down with someone. Most people's lives go like that.
See, here's the thing. I don't think he read chapter 9. Because he doesn't look like he's pointing out anything that happened in chapter 9.
Yeah.
I don't think he read it. I think he just saw
Yeah,
this went up and
no.
wrote a review of the whole story without reading the last chapter.
You know, to make sure we don't make the same mistake, let's finish reading this review first. Then you can continue on like you are doing, but please, either exclude them or do them justice.
They're not in this chapter.
Don't worry, I'll do you justice in my harem.
Sorry, I just care for those 2 characters.
Everyone else, who gives a fuck?
Not that I have a crush on them myself. No, none of that on my part.
No, not at all. No.
Just take my advice. Oh, and please do respond. Okay, bye now. Sincerely, Evo.
Yeah, I don't think he actually read
Evo
this
2011 was the worst Evo.
Yeah.
chapter. Yeah, I actually don't think he read this chapter. None of that had anything to do with this chapter. That had barely anything to do with this story.
Oh man, I love Back to Bed's
Nice
review
name.
here. Just awesome. You sir just make my day.
every day.
Oh,
In the
oh gosh, that's new to me.
8 to
It's like
8 to.
it's like oh gosh.
He wanted to write eighth, but he left out the H.
So instead of 8
TH.
th, he did 8
Apostrophe
T.
8.
8.
No,
Chapter.
you see, it's 8-inched.
Oh, 8-inched. Oh no, 8-foot.
8-footed.
In the 8-footed chapter, I actually almost cried. Sad but nice.
I'm a man, but I almost cried.
But chapter 9, it was like
Yeah, it's a
crying
shame this
all
isn't a
through.
review for chapter 9, apparently.
Please, sir, write more of this. I know you didn't finish Drax stuff. Muffin, I hope you didn't.
What?
Also, very nice ships.
I know you did. Did people seriously think this was the last chapter?
Yeah, like Drax is like a sailor, just
Maybe
on
he
the
marked
seven
it as
seas.
complete accident.
Maybe he uploaded like just a blank thing that said, "I'm done with this story."
Yeah, I'm done, guys. May update later, may not.
Yeah, and then he edited it later to add in chapter 9.
Or
Who
if they were
knows?
like us, he would have. If they were like us, then they would have seen him just write, "I promise to upload next week," and we'd know it's over.
Yeah.
But don't forget, the ships were nice.
Yeah.
Ships
Yeah,
were
the,
nice.
well, the ship
A nice
is...
3-masted clipper.
All right, you want me to read
Best
this next
fanfic,
one?
clopfic I ever read. Wrong read. Subscribed. Added to my email 3.
Why? You think the story's over? Why would you subscribe to it?
Look, I was subscribed.
In case Drax posts another chapter or 7. Like, seriously, like he put this whole story up on fanfiction.net in like the span of a week or 2.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Why would you think this was the end?
It doesn't even look like the end.
Yeah, no, it
Unless
doesn't
they
even
just
remotely
didn't
seem
read
like
it.
the ending.
Like,
Like, that's not even on Drax at all.
have
That is
patience.
100%
Look, read this
on
next-
these
let me
have
read
people.
this
patience
one.
and or faith,
No,
please.
let me read this next one. This is incredible. Darkened Path said, "One of the best fanfics I have read." Like past tense, like it's over.
Yeah.
Humor and meaning.
No, it's present tense. One of the best fics I have read.
humor and meaning blend together to make me want to
give-
keep coming back for more.
Together.
Yeah,
Together, as in
It's
Heather.
like- It's not together.
And
Well,
then-
it is
and
together, as in Heather.
Anonymous Anon 23. Meme 0123 would have been the perfect voice for the ending.
Damn, meme 10123. What a classic dude who we've all heard
Yeah.
of.
we all know
Everybody
My favorite
knows who
member of
that
the Steel
is.
Donut.
Yeah.
It's a shame we couldn't get him a part of this.
Yeah.
Why do they think this chapter's the ending? I'm scared to go over this.
Wait, no, wait. That one was uploaded. That review was
January
posted
of
in 2013, 2
How
years
do
later.
people still think?
Unless he was reviewing chapter 9 and meaning like for the ending of the story on chapter 16.
Or maybe the ending of the
Or maybe like
chapter? Like he's just saying the very end of the chapter. We don't know what meme 0123 sounds like, so maybe he would have had the perfect voice. for
Hi,
it.
I'm the answer on to
Hi
play.
guys, what's up? It's me, 123. Yeah,
Oh my
much.
chapter 10.
No,
Nothing.
Yeah, we didn't
like-
actually have any questions for Drax about chapter 10, so it should tell you how unremarkable it is.
You know, I just want to say that chapter 9, I like how there are 0 reviews about chapter 9 in chapter 9. 0 reviews.
Yeah.
Had anything to say about
Yeah,
chapter
no
9.
one had anything to say. Well,
No one had anything to say about chapter 9.
at least nobody had nobody put filler ones on chapter 10.
Yeah. All right, chapter 11.
All right, Mamu says. Awesome story. Although it's a shame you never got him and Applejack into bed together. I can't believe Celestia would try disintegrating him. Didn't she hear what Darth Vader said?
Don't disintegrate people. Like,
What did he?
Don't do
Well,
it,
actually,
kids.
I
That's
do remember
no
what Darth
good.
Vader said. Darth Vader had a very similar reaction to me. Reading the story, he went, "No, no."
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, Evo's back. I guess that wasn't the end of the story. Here he is. He's back again.
yeah. Evo, back again. Back like the one
Evo
man.
Wizard 25.
Again, this was published the day the story went up, or the day after. This motherfucker, Evo. What the fuck?
Oh, and I love the second thing he has to say.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Yellow, would you like to read it?
I always wondered what the DJ pony's name is.
You could have Googled it.
Yeah.
Also, why do everyone call Celestia Trollestia? Yes.
Why do you think?
Because it's
Yeah.
a meme. Like, it's your first time on the internet.
Oh wait,
like,
he explains.
Yes, she pranks, and did send her sister to the moon. I answered my own question. Next,
There you go.
I like it how he and Pinky are together. I love, well, love stories. I hope you put more scenes of them together.
Nope,
Still-
there's plenty of scenes of Drax and Twilight.
Yeah,
just
there
chilling.
are not. There are like twice or maybe three times as many
this
scenes
chapter
of
had that
Drax.
one
And,
scene where like she was trying to work and Drax just slapped her on the ass.
Yeah.
yeah, that's love.
Yeah,
Still-
That is love. It's
And he was like,
burning
hey, you're kind of fat.
Yeah, yo whore.
fucking whore.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Still, I love how you put the cutie mark Crusaders in it. I find it weird how Sweetie Belle is my favorite of the three, and her older sister is my second favorite Pody, right behind Fluttershy.
Wow, how weird.
Also, that's not weird, that's wired.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. How
Kinda
weird.
wired.
yeah, that is wired.
How weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
I hope you update soon. Sincerely, Evo.
So, Evo, did you just not read Chapter 9 then? Because obviously you read Chapter 11.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, he saw Chapter 9 was uploaded and assumed it was over.
And then he was like, oh, wait, he's making more.
Rip in peace this story.
I like to think that he skipped over Chapter 9 entirely and just went to, like, Chapter 11 next.
And he missed nothing.
Well, you see, it makes sense. You see, in Japanese, the word for 9 sounds a lot like death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
And no, that is not 4. I'm not mistaken. I'm perfect.
Oh, yeah. So Anime Watcher said, new chapter, and double new chapter today. This good story continues, and it get better.
Did he like that like really genuine sounding reaction there? This very good story that I and everyone does like and does not hate.
This is very much good for
This
everyone.
is, yes.
Who does enjoy it?
Yeah.
Friends for life
Or
or not?
Angst
see-
Much good? Yes.
Or not?
I see you included Luna now. Well, I hope to see more of her in the future. Starting for the fact she is a little one.
No. What?
Yes, she
Forbiding
is.
something from a child makes the child more curious. I want to see how she reacts, comma. Read you later.
She's not a little one, she's a goddess. Not even a childlike goddess, she's just an adult.
Oh god, yeah. She's
I
the
need
second
an adult.
oldest person in this universe.
That was
Oh,
really
Eva was-
weird.
Well, no, the
Back.
third oldest now. Because
Oh, wait, guys,
you got
how do we-
Celestia, and then you got Luna, and then you got Dick Bohr.
Guys, Evo
Second
Wizard's
oldest.
back, but he didn't sign his name, so I'm not sure this is really Evo.
Yeah, it might
Fake
not be
Evo.
him. Yeah, but,
Fake, fake.
Evo
Oh,
Wizard
damn.
says, Rarity, what has he done to you? Asterisk fury swelled within me. Oh no, he's going to explode, Quiz said.
Quiz
Duncan
Guru, get
Cover.
out of here.
I exploded in anger. Phew, I'm glad I got that off my chest, I said.
Why
for real.
did
So
you
hilarious.
suddenly...
Instead
why-
of,
huh?
okay.
Instead of positive or negative criticism or even commentary, he just
when I
wrote the shortest.
went out of his way to write nothing.
You know, considering he talked before about how Rarity's one of his favorites, I would have expected him to get a bit more actually upset, maybe, over the
Yeah,
fact
no,
that he
he
made
made a
her
fuss
Sort of a
racist.
meme joke.
Oh, I'm going to explode in anger. Oh, boom! I exploded in anger.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Kaboom.
I'm glad I got
You're
that off my
shattering
chest,
kaboom.
I said
Yeah.
to myself.
Darkened Pat says, didn't expect that. Still very good, and keeping me watching.
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 Not much else.
Not moving.
Not much else to say other than keep up the good work.
Yeah.
All right.
And by not
Waiting
much
for
else to
the
say, I mean,
glacier
I
to
literally
cross
have
the
nothing to
I
say
didn't
about this.
expect ham-fisted racism in this My Little Pony
All
story.
right. Chapter 13. Here's where the plot starts.
Yeah, so Dark Path has to say, wow, I was almost tearing up at that. Good work, waiting for more. So
Actually,
not much there.
almost tearing up at that.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Paper Crease comes in, says, your princess is in another castle. In the meanwhile... God, I hate that phrasing. I'm wondering if Luna was involved in any of this. Why would she be?
That's a good question.
How does any of what happened in Chapter 13
No,
aid
there's
in her
nothing.
goals?
Nope, there's nothing.
Oh.
Nope.
Alright, Anime Watcher. Let's
Our
hear
boy.
Oh,
Who wants to do this?
third thrid chapter today. Dude, I'm happy there was more of this story to read so soon. So far, all I could say is, what a twist! A little bit of dark twist, but I hope the following chapters can explain what's going on. Did Drax put up the last 3 chapters in one day? That'd be huge whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody thought it was over at every single one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
and
I
Evo
personally
Wizard.
thought chapter 1 was the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
I had my fingers crossed, yeah.
I remember when I read chapter 1 and I said... And
I
it
said, this is
hell.
a weird MTSU.
No. He read chapter 1 and he said, hell, it's about time. And I said, that's a good ending to a story.
Yeah.
No, he said hell, it's about time. And you said hell, it's about time. Yeah. About time this is over.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the sequel.
The sequel.
Yeah, the sequel, the squeakquel. Would anybody like to give us Evo Wizards?
Pinkie Pie gone. Blood everywhere. Drax is a dragon. Dark evil self. What the heck is going on?
What do you think?
What the
It's
heck is
generic.
Again, Evo didn't sign his name. I'm not sure this is the real
What
Evo.
the heck is going on? Get
Somebody else
outta
was able to get
here.
through the captcha. He wasn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, he signed his name this next
Yeah,
time. So
we're on chapter 14 now.
Good.
back to our boy Evo.
Oh,
Hey,
back
guys,
to
I
bed.
got
But
my
first,
account back.
but first we get back to bed back.
Yeah, to bed.
I think someone script injected my account. I don't know how.
I have no idea how. The bio page.
Back to bed says, hurt/comfort/drama, in quotes. No! Sob. I will want happy end. This
mean, you
story
can
is
still
just
have a
too
happy
good
end.
to be a sad one. Please don't do this to me. Good chapter is, as always, although I prefer that this Drax will not eat any of the main 6. Keep it clean. Q_Q.
Did we read the same story? At all?
Well, I mean, this was the fake out ending.
No, but he said, I want happy end. This story is just too good to be a
I
sad
see.
one.
Well, I mean, back to bed. Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
It was sad back when he banged Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah.
If Back to Bed thinks it's, good, then... I mean,
There's nothing we
that's
can do
their
to stop him.
prerogative.
It's his life.
Hold on, I have to correct you, Back to Bed. No, you don't like this.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
I corrected you on your feelings.
Also,
Nice,
he also-
gaslight.
You know,
That's
like
actually my
Drax
fetish.
did to Pinkie
Oh, yeah.
Pie.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go jerk off just to you gaslight.
Yeah, and I mean,
Back to bed.
speaking of that, he said that he hopes Drax will not eat any of the main 6. Didn't he read chapter 3?
That's true.
The waters are rough when you dive in pony muff.
My boy.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And then Evo Wizard 25 back with his real account.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait?
Wait.
So his evil side turned him into a mighty dragon that could eat him. Might be powerful, but he ain't the smartest villain I've ever met.
Agreed.
And Pinky. I'm still crossing my fingers that she's okay. Sincerely, Evo.
Aw, this
I
was
mean,
sincere.
Well, the last couple weren't sincere because they weren't actually Evo, but now we know it's sincerely.
No.
Yeah, but now we know it's him again. This sincere boy or girl or whatever is so sincere.
Sincere lad.
This sincere wizard.
Yeah.
Ringmaster, congratulations on being the biggest freaking Gary Stew in the fandom.
yeah.
What the F is going on?
What the flip?
Alright, here we are.
Chapter 15, 2 ones. Matanui 13, good one.
Nice. In-depth. That's the in-depth criticism Drax was hoping for.
Yeah, and then Jensen Daniels 32 wrote a review, but I'm not going to read it. But I do want to say that he is a viewer of our channel, and he came and left these reviews on Angst Much. And I guess Drax couldn't figure out how to delete them or whatever. But the thing is, I just wanted to say to our viewers, if you got this far, which is pretty far into this video, but still, please don't go harassing the authors. Like, don't harass them. Drax is a good sport, so like he's fine. But like don't go harass him. But
Yeah.
Other authors getting harassed because of us. That's never been our intention.
That's not.
And if you do that, that's just you being a dick. But it'll reflect badly on both of us.
Yeah, and it could even potentially get us in trouble if the person wants to throw a big enough fit about it.
Yeah.
So
don't, please.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
on the flip side, also, this guy's account is right here, so don't harass him either because he left these reviews.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
be nice to people.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah.
Don't be
I'm
a
not holding
dingus.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
be a dingus. It's
Yeah.
very simple.
If we're gonna be mean, let us be mean.
Yeah, we have our official.
We have our
dick
dingus
license.
license
Alright,
right
so
here.
here we are.
Chapter
Final thing.
16.
Holy
This is
moly!
where-
Oh boy, this
Last
is where
Where
the
it actually
reviews.
ended.
Yeah.
This
Not
is
at
where
chapter
everything
9,
is.
like Evo Wizard
yeah.
seemed to think.
So, Anime Watcher. Wow, almost cry with this one. Almost.
I don't cry, I'm a
that's
man.
that's like a dick thing to say. Like, wow, that was so sad. It almost made me cry. Almost.
But it
Like, don't get
didn't.
too...
Yeah, don't think it had that much of an emotional effect on me.
You're
Nice
good,
ending.
but not that good, kid.
Haha, nice ending for this fic. I really enjoyed reading it. A little dark a couple times, but it was good in the end. Sorry to read there was not much reception on DeviantArt. That place is mostly for art and drawings. You can find good audience here in Normally I Look Around Here for some good fiction.
Yeah. If you find any, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
You can find a good audience here, as in an audience that will tell you you're amazing.
Yeah.
You am a mamsing 10 out of 10 would read again.
Alright, can I do the last Evo Wizard?
Yeah, go for
Alright.
it.
Yeah. Perfect ending. And Luna gets a conclusion. All she has to do is wait for Pinkie Pie to die. A bit dark when you think about it, but they're having a baby, so it offsets it.
No.
Not in any way.
He's
Kinda
also
makes
going
it
to
worse,
look. I mean,
honestly.
he's
Although at
going
least he
to.
picked up on what Drax wouldn't pick up on, that what they did is a little messed up.
Yeah.
Dark, not right.
Still,
Yeah,
how does
like
Pinkie Pie
not
do...
only. I mean, Pinkie Pie. Not only will he lose his wife, he will also lose his child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Still, how does Pinkie Pie do that? Not a question. She is truly a master of animation. Like the good old Looney Tunes.
No,
she makes us
don't
all, she
don't
makes,
compare.
She makes all of us proud, and I bet
No.
their little pony will be as energetic as ever. Brilliant conclusion.
There's no conclusion going on
Yeah.
here.
No
There's
co-
collusion in this conclusion.
yeah.
No, there's
Oh,
none.
no.
There's conclusion.
Yeah. Sincerely, Evo.
At least
I
That's how you know
actually-
it's really Evo.
I kind of wish it was a Congo-lution.
Yeah. Ooh.
I love to dance. Gotta dance.
Conclusion.
Congo-lution.
So next up is Darkened Path.
Oh, that was. I guess I'll read it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to be pissed off or relieved. I'm just glad Pinky is still alive. Great story, man. I would love to see some more from you, so I think I will go check out your DA page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he advertised. He was like, go over there if you like the stuff.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if it
Oh
works.
God.
And then almost
Al-
romantic, but not quite.
Almost. Not quite. Not
You know,
quite
the
romantic.
hand starts to slide up the thigh, and then all of a sudden,
It just stops.
Eh.
And it goes back down. And it's
it
like, well,
goes.
that's.
Yeah,
that's
it's like the
about
footage being reversed. Just
No, the hand slides up the thigh, and then they go, "Oops, sorry," and they just put it back.
It's the wrong thigh.
It's like, we're married.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, we're not married because there's no romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
almost.
All
nearly,
marriages have no romance.
I guess that's
Near-
true.
and so nearly romantic says, yes.
Yes.
I like that ending much better. Fantastic story, by the way. I know that I haven't reviewed yet, but that was mostly because I was extraordinarily annoyed at you for ending it like you almost did.
Extraordinary. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Or I look forward to reading your next story. And then Ugu almost romantic.
Yeah.
That's on the tilt. That's an Ugu.
Gosh, I love this
that's
next guy's
okay.
name. Your god is a lie.
No,
Oh,
no, you
man.
need to read that as, your God is a lie.
Your god is a lie.
This guy is not hedging on his edging.
Right. Oh, yeah. You know.
Oh, hot.
Hi, guys.
That's almost
I'm
romantic.
a nice, rational, reasonable person. Your god is a lie.
Wow, when
I'm
it
not
sounds like...
overstepping at all.
Yeah, like I said, he's really edgy. Don't cut yourself on his
Don't
edgy.
cut yourself on
I was
your
going to
edge.
ask you about what your favorite god is, but then I remembered you were an atheist, so I
Right.
can't.
All the gods are lies.
Yeah, all the
My
gods-
favorite-
Read
a
now.
lie.
Yeah, there's
My-
and I
my
have to push that
fav-
in everyone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is
think-
his favorite god, the god
Yeah.
of truth.
The god of lies.
Loki.
Drax.
Oh,
No, he's not the god of lies. This is probably one of the few reviews I will ever write. I enjoyed this story more than I thought I would when I was not planning on getting an actual good story to read.
what the fuck
is that supposed
Well, thanks
wait,
your
I think he was
contribution.
okay.
I think maybe he was
I
starting
think-
a YouTube channel like ours, and then he was looking for this, and he just found this one. I went, "Oh wow, this is great!"
Oh my god.
So a YouTube channel unlike ours.
I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. Bay.
I38 VW1.
Yeah, I-38 VW1.
I think.
Yeah, that's an I.
That's what I said. I said I-38 VW1. Does I sound like one
It's
to
actually
you?
another I at the end.
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I see the one up there. Oh yeah, that is an I. It looks like a one.
He
Well,
says,
maybe
or she
Yeah.
says, well
Oh, no,
done.
it is.
Well done.
I-38. That's ice. It's lead ice.
Isn't
No.
I don't know. I don't
What's
think
that
an
ice?
8 is an E or a 3.
No, a
is
3
C.
is a C and an 8 is an
3 is
E.
E.
See, it's ice.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Well
Sorry,
done. I liked how it evolved from what seemed like just another Klopfic, albeit a rather well-written one, into a love story. A love story with self-struggle, sacrifice, and a happy ending. Clish?
Yes.
Maybe. Why does nobody know how to use an XI? Come on! But that didn't stop it from being good. Wink.
Wink.
We did.
Seriously, why can nobody spell fucking cliche?
Okay.
It's
So,
so
Dave-
You know what? I
bothers
guess
me
you know
so
what you
much.
could say? You could say that sucker clish.
That is sucking clish.
Suck a fish.
So Davidism comes through with a long review here. I normally only review anime and manga, and so my critique may come off as a little angry nerd rantish, but that's part of my forte. Or I guess, does 4A have an...
It's actually,
Yes.
No, it's actually pronounced Ford.
It's pronounced for it.
For it, okay. In all truth, I've always liked the idea of the human crossover story. It has the potential for making a great fish out of water theme, but as a fan of the series and the fandom, I've never been more disgusted by any fan fiction in my life.
Can I pause and say, I've never met anyone who's a fan of the fandom.
Dude, I love... Hey, are you
Well, I mean,
not
there
a
are some
fan of
people who
our
will be like,
fans?
I play, freaking whatever game, but I hate the fandom. I think that's what he says. He enjoys both the show and he enjoys being part of the fandom.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I'm no one to talk since my own fics have some inconsistent plot logic from time to time. Dude, don't downplay. It's
But no, please shoot yourself in the foot.
But seriously, I've never read such a self-serving, self-stroking, vicarious piece of garbage in all the years I've written and read fan fiction.
You don't know what the word vicarious
Vicarious
means.
means-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I would agree. I know what you're getting at, but that's not what the word vicarious means.
Yeah, I think he means like he's accusing Rex of living vicariously through the fic, but that's a big stretch.
Yeah, that's not really what he's doing. He's just writing.
Yeah.
What should have been a lighthearted and whimsical romp ended up being a hodgepodge of thematic elements with no real direction. The main character Drax was a jerk, then a closet nerd, then a demigod, then a monster, and obviously what every Klopflick writer would love to do if they ever were to get to Ponyville.
Be a closet nerd, a demigod, and a monster?
Bone the ponies.
Oh.
Yeah, laying some rail.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I should applaud the fact that Drax got to screw so many members of the main cast or be revolted at the mishandling of it with nonsense phrases like "dat plot," which was actually used as dialogue.
I'll agree with him there.
Hey, that's not nonsense. We know exactly what he means.
Yeah.
Story
felt
progression.
I felt no disassociation from reality as it was so crammed into the story.
I don't know what you
No
meant.
So I couldn't suspend myself here enough to get into the narrative.
I think
I
you don't
think-
know what the word disassociation means.
I don't think you
Yeah.
understand how to read a story. You're not supposed to just forget you're in real life.
You're not supposed to actually dissociate. That's not a good thing,
If you
really,
dissociate
when that
when you
happens.
read other stories, then you need to get some help,
Yeah, that's not good.
dude.
And the final coup de grace was the fact that Drax was the most obvious self-interpretation of an author that I've ever seen. I mean, you should have just said, this character is me and this is my fantasy.
I think you meant self-insertion, not self-interpretation.
Yeah.
Portrait of an author.
And also, he kind of did basically say this character is me and this is my fantasy. He just didn't write an author's note.
Yeah. I facepalmed through more than 3/4 of this waste, and after finally getting to the end, I felt ashamed to be a MLP fan at
Okay.
all.
That's a
Damn.
bit much.
Wow.
Relax.
Jeez.
Calm
think
down.
Shit, I can't say I've read much worse MLP fanfics than this because I haven't, but I'm sure they're out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just haven't read them yet.
We're so used to good ones. I mean, my friends in Panis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best one.
Classic.
Classic.
It's one thing to go Klopfic or Grimdark, but Jesus H. Christ, you gotta know when to tone it back or amp it up, and this was one of those instances where it should have been split into 8 totally different stories and not a collective potluck of junk.
No, see what he's saying? The 8 chapters and then that 9th final chapter. Yeah, that's it. The 8 individual
Yeah.
chapters, yeah.
I can only say that taken for face value, it's a rather easy read.
No.
But if I were to
No.
try and dig some meaning or anything else out of it, I'd be I'd be wasting my time.
Yeah.
No offense, but I've read better material in the 4chan macros.
Yeah.
Don't you just love people, just real quick, don't you just love people being like, no offense, but insert clear insult here.
No offense, but KYS.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
yourself safe.
Yeah.
But
Also,
That fucking
no.
review was a hodgepodge of
Well,
shit.
yeah,
What-
I was gonna say, like, he said Angry Nerd Ranch. It's like, yeah, the Angry Nerd's known for this.
Yeah.
For trying to constructively point out what is wrong.
I was gonna say
Trying to.
maybe he didn't mean angry video game nerd. Maybe he meant like just like
Just
an
the
angry nerd.
stereotype.
Yeah, the angry nerd. Like,
I
you
hate
get everything
you.
wrong. Stereotype.
It's
Well,
actually
maybe that is what he
Josh
meant.
and
Like, I see
Drake.
Angry Nerd, I think AVGN.
actually, he did ramble
Yeah.
without really saying anything.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
True.
Like I mean, on the
It's
one
just-
hand,
I mean, at least
it's
it
bad.
wasn't
Your
End
guy's
Book
bad. Your
Zero.
dialogue's bad. You know, like
At least it wasn't End Book Zero and him posting
I was-
the entire dictionary.
Oh,
definition of the
God.
word bad.
Angst.
I generally like. I don't want to like go against people that. Fuck, I was gonna say, like, it's glad that he didn't just, like, swallow this hook, line, and sinker and go, this was the best thing ever, but my god, that was a shitty review.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was awful.
Yeah,
He
like-
barely said
See, like,
anything.
if that's the only negative stuff that Drax got, and it seems like
No
that's
wonder
pretty
he
much
couldn't
it.
improve.
No wonder he couldn't improve. Yeah, he
like,
couldn't have improved if that's all he
he
got.
got a couple negative reviews for like chapter 1 and then one in like chapter 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But not constructive ones. Not ones that said.
They're like, I have to leave. I have to go. I can't do this.
I cannot read anymore.
cannot stay.
I've gone blind.
Yeah. When are you people going to learn? No flams.
Yeah, no flams. Come on.
All right, but
Only
on the other
flan.
scale,
A Terrian.
Okay.
Okay.
This is officially on the list of the best things I have ever read. I would write a full review now, but seeing as how your story kept me up until the present time of 3:30 in the morning,
330 AD.
I don't think I have the mental capability. I will still send you my thoughts, but they might be in the form of an email at some later date. I also find it sad that nobody commented on the story as you were writing it. If I had found this at an earlier date, I sure as hell would have. Hopefully you were one of those social writers, because in the email containing the review that is going to be written and sent at a later date, there will be some questions. Thank you for this story. It's stories like this that open up my mind to the broad types of originality that can be expressed through text.
Wow.
The
Ugu
fuck?
Anthony. P.S. P.S. The only reason, no. P.S. I would have wrote a bit more if not for there being a text limit and this being typed on a phone. Lol.
I don't think you hit the text limit. I don't think
Drax,
you
did
did.
this
No.
guy ever email you?
Yeah, this changed this dude's life.
Yeah. That's what Drax was actually complaining about. He would get, like,
got a lot
for
of
a
people
time,
saying
he
that.
would get like a bunch of emails from people saying like, "Your story changed my life," and he's like, "No, give me something more useful than that."
And honestly, I mean, if it means that much to you, I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, whatever makes you happy.
But
But
guess.
it's not.
it's
I
sad
mean,
that your life got
but yeah,
changed
but
by this.
I was going to say, but I would expand your taste somewhat.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I guess I'll read this next one. Nobody
Yeah.
really important. Very accurate name.
Yeah.
Asterisk drowns in a wave of pure Gary stew. Asterisk. God, this was a waste of my time. Next door you write, don't go to the damsel X way.
That's his Daniel.
I'm sorry, you're right,
Who
Daniel.
the fuck is Daniel X?
I'm sorry, I read that as damsel for some reason. The Daniel... Fucking dyslexia, I guess. Daniel X way to tack on some foolish new ability every 5 minutes, i.e. seen electromagnetic waves suddenly transforming abilities. Poof, teleportation, etc.
Poof part.
You guys
is
remember that-
teleportation
That's
on, or
not
is-
You guys
etc.
remember
by
that
the way.
poof
Poof.
ability he
Yeah.
had?
I got some poof right
oh, yeah,
there.
it's act.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I love
X,
X.
not etc.
Oh, you're right, that's not etc. That's ect.
No.
Remember the ect power?
Yeah, the Ectedra.
Yeah.
Dude.
Etc.
That's my band name.
Ectetera, yeah. Ectetra.
That's a powerful move.
Yeah.
That gets an
That's
knowing.
Annoying.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Annoying.
That gets a
Annoying.
Well, that looks
Annoying.
like a knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An owing. That gets an knowing pretty quick. Then, to top it all off, he goes...
Top it all of.
No, that
No,
is
it's
That's off.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Then, to top it all off, he goes and bangs 3 of the main cast. Asterisk sigh, asterisk. I could go on, but I think you get it. You had a good framework and just didn't handle it well.
What good
Come
framework did you
to
have?
think of it, I have read a similar story over on Equestria Daily called Ardun
Lawad.
Yeah.
the Wad.
I think that's that looks like Gallic or something.
Yeah.
Can I just say
Gallic?
at one point in the
Never heard of
the
pronounce
interview, Drax mentioned that the people at one of the mods at Equestria Daily really didn't like Drax, and so
they had some drama.
They had some drama over there, and so at one point there were some stories that were doing a lot of the same stuff Drax was doing, and they were getting praise while slamming Drax. Like,
he said there was one post
that was real salty for some reason. And I don't know, maybe this is the story, maybe it's some other story.
Yeah, there's always been drama with EQD because it's kind of like the same sort of stuff that happens at AGDQ where they're really picky about who they associate with, and you do the wrong thing, all of a sudden you're on their hate list.
Kind of like SCP used to be a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Kind of like the Steel Donut.
Kind of like the Steel Donut.
Yeah.
You know how much shit in this, Bob. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
I mean, Matt, you're just way too sweet. Fuck you. Be a bit
I'm
more
not
of an
posting
asshole.
any of the videos you guys are in, just the solo ones that I made.
The solo one.
Let me try to finish this. Or something like that. But anyway, that is very good, and I think you should read that to go get some tips.
Wow, no.
Whoa.
Well, enough of my talking. Go read that fic I mentioned. Have a nice day.
Wow.
Wow.
If you look between the lines, you can see all the middle fingers between that "Have a nice day."
What the fuck are these reviews?
That's just fucked.
And then,
Oh, God.
Andreas
Andreas French.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yella?
She or he or whoever
go
starts
for it.
in a way that, is kind of the whole problem.
As a brony to the core, I'm going to love and tolerate you, your writing style, and this story.
I've always liked how
That's the
passive-aggressive that
problem.
can sound. It's like, you know what?
I'm going to love and tolerate your writing and style and the story. If I didn't tolerate you, what was she going to do?
You'd be
kill
fucking dead.
Oh,
Flam. She's gonna flam.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Not flames.
Not the
All
flame.
the
Please, no flames.
Not the flame.
R&R, but no flams.
They're in my
Oh,
eyes.
I burn it to death.
Oh no, they're
flames,
flamming.
no.
They're flamming all over the place.
Through the fire and the flams.
We carry on.
They
But
do
really,
carry on.
a tragic past and some drama does not a character make. Drax was basically a Mary Sue with the way too classic random interference of something from his past. I can appreciate human pony stuff because I'm a pervert and appreciate all kinds of sexual topics, bar the extremes.
Nice.
Scat, vor, guru, and so on.
Pony. Yeah.
But while I finished the whole story, I cannot say I really liked it very much. Way too fast bonding between characters, random supernatural powers, basically just OPing the main cast of the story with tons of what the fuckness.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to flame or anything.
Yeah, 'cause
I
that
can't
could be
really.
flame.
I know, but I can't really find much genuinely good about the story.
See, this person does know that they need to get it very clear. I'm not flaming.
Review written by Matt Rocks 101.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Everyone
couldn't find
gets
any
better
good
by
ones?
training, and while
Oh,
I'd like
who?
not insult you by saying this, I feel it needs to be said. You need a lot of training.
Yeah.
Oh my training.
Excuse me, Mr. 36-year-old man. You need a lot of training.
Yeah.
I'm ogling to check to see if your other work interests me,
Ogling?
but if
Oh,
not,
Going.
Oh.
and this is the last you hear from me, I'm just going to leave it with good luck. Mary Sue's are no-no, and damn you for not giving me the satisfaction of a arrow Fluttershy scene.
That's what you wanted? That's what would have gotten
Bye,
pervert, and they
smiley
I really
face.
didn't like this story. Wait, you stuck an arrow Fluttershy scene in here? Never mind. This story's great.
You know, I'm just going to say I'm glad we live in a society where fucking horses is not considered extreme.
Hey, I don't like that extreme stuff. Just bestiality.
I'm glad that we live in a society where boning a horse is not considered extreme.
It's funny,
Yeah.
like, we think about, like, in the past, like, you go back into ancient history and cavemen would just do, like, whatever, right? And, like, you know, I'm sure, we know that they fucked Neanderthals, they probably fucked horses, too. It's good to know that we haven't changed.
Yeah, I know. Isn't
We're
it?
still
Humanity is still the same
By pure, I
as-
mean corrupt.
By pure, I mean fucking disgusting.
Just cracks me up though.
Yeah.
Bar the extremes.
Yeah.
Bar the extremes, like these things, but not
Human
bestiality.
horses,
That's
not-
okay.
Yeah.
Fucking horse.
All right, so G1 Barricade just says excellent story, and we finally get another questionable object. The
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, I'm ready, Blake. Hit me.
Okay, I'm gonna be frank. I'm afraid to say that you are bloody amazing. You are a brilliant writer, and I love this story. Definitely my top 5 favorite fanfics ever. I actually cried at the part where I thought Pinkie Pie was dead. Then the promptly did a jig when it was just a... What was it? Razor Bore? Whatever. But seriously, love this story and an awesome ending. Loved all the silly jokes and puns and countless cultural references. To put it simply, I love the story forever. Pinkie, forever! Daedalus, what the fuck?
My name's Daedalus now, I guess.
So, object.
Okay.
You got that schizophrenia checked out yet? I'm just curious.
He's about to fight his dark side.
Hey.
Like, I love you, man. It just seems like it's tearing you apart.
Blake, the way you wrote that just made me slowly back off from my monitor. Like, just I'm actually still moving away. I need to stop at some point because my headset cord is only so long. But
No.
All right. Well, Henry Anthony Courtler says, really awesome story in general, especially with all the crazy plot twists you had. I couldn't help but laugh at Drax when he cursed Trollestia. I'm going to move on to the sequel, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Should go better because the sequel is actually a lot better.
Kitsune no whatever said
Yomiri.
Yome IRL.
Yeah,
Yeah, fight me.
Fuck it.
IRL.
Woot, amazing story and full of fan service. Ooh. I can't wait to get to the sequel. I
What's
hope you had
this?
as much fun writing as I did reading, if not more.
What a weird thing to say. I hope you enjoyed... you hear people
Not
say...
only do I hope you enjoyed writing it, I hope you enjoyed writing it more than
No,
I
not
enjoyed
enjoyed.
it.
Had
I mean,
fun.
because it's kind of backwards. I've heard people say, I hope you enjoy reading this as much as I enjoyed writing it. Or you'll see people
Like
talk about their
that's
cooking
and
that
that's
way.
and that's a sentiment you can get behind.
But to
like,
say
that
it
makes
backwards, like if I eat someone's food, it would be weird if I said, I hope you enjoyed cooking this as much as I'm enjoying eating it right now.
No, it was a fucking slog.
Like,
I put a lot of effort into that.
I hate cooking.
I hate cooking.
I hate writing.
No,
Oh.
I actually enjoy cooking. I think it's a fun activity.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
Yeah. It's like
I
that.
hope you enjoy cooking it as much as I enjoy eating your food.
Oh, so it's you who keeps raiding my fridge.
What? No.
oh.
No.
Oh.
Don't. Yes, it is me, because I'm Bob.
Yeah. I'm bad.
Bob doesn't exist.
So Draxlol says, awesome story up all night. And
Draxlol.
then- I
That's
guess
great.
says, yes, I did read 16 chapters in one sitting. Was cracking up the whole time. Good stuff.
Philly
Wow.
Dashy, the best NLP fanfiction I've read since I started reading them, no doubt about it.
Whoa.
Forever.
You want to give me the best?
And then we get some meat.
The Hokage show up.
Hello, Drax. First off, I would like to commend you on such a brilliant story. It was obviously well thought out.
That's not how the process for writing it went, but...
Yeah, Drax would not claim that. And was funny to add to that. I had also enjoyed your language use.
I really love
as
the
opposed to
fucking
all these
swear
fucking
words.
picture ones.
No, maybe you meant swear words. I really loved all your swucks.
Oh.
I mean, your fucks and your shits.
Though
Well,
the constant your, mebe, and other country accents and slang spelling that appears was quite annoying.
I really loved your language use, except for all the language use.
Yeah.
All the things that made your language unique, I hated.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was English, mwah.
Oh, I love that shit.
Now on to the part of scorning as a writer. You do have some creative
License.
license,
License, yeah.
Lice sense. It's for
I.e.
sensing lice.
i.e. Rainbow and the Bunch being bi, as well
Are they
as...
all bi or just Rainbow?
I don't
A
know.
little column A, a little column B.
Rainbow and the Bunch, whoever the Bunch is.
That's her band, Rainbow and the Bunch.
As well as some minor alterations to relations like AJ and Ditzy, but having the characters in the way that you, or Drax, I'm getting to the self-insert, just wait, take the responsibility.
Responsibility. No,
Responsibility.
No, wait.
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Yeah,
I
responsibility.
kind of want to read that now as responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility.
But responsibility.
You had a responsibility to make me a good sandwich, and you failed.
So
Never coming to this restaurant again. 0 out of 5 on Yelp.
so that the way that you or Drax take the responsibility to eradicate the mental instability they have, like the stunt you pulled with Pinky and Fluttershy, thus changing the character to something new for you to control, is bad.
I agree, but I like how the way that reads and implies that they actually did have that mental instability, and he didn't add that.
I don't like
also
this
really
language
like that
use.
sentence just went on and on.
Yeah, I would like to commend you for such a brilliant review, I enjoyed your language use, except the constant fucking up the language,
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy.
All that. Furthermore,
Further.
the backstory you have for Equestria, that thing with Celestia, which is an aside in parentheses and set aside with commas, while brilliant was a bit too far of a stretch.
So I guess it wasn't brilliant
it's
then.
brilliant.
Do you know what the word
It's a
brilliant
brilliant
means?
It
stretch.
means brilliant.
Oh,
Fuck.
Now I know.
It means shiny like a gem.
Yeah. Now, the rarity incident is what took me to write this. It was such a fierce reaction off her character, it broke the camel's back, in single quotes. Sigh. Okay, wrapping up.
Okay, because that's all you had to say about that, then. I hated this so much I was going to write this review. Anyway.
Okay, wrapping up. Is this a self-insert?
Don't know what you think?
Because if it is, I must say, it makes me think even worse of the story, because it makes you so highly... you won't be forgotten.
What?
What?
Why I think it's a self-insert is because of the human.
Or they share the exact same name?
Yeah, I was
That
about to
sentence-
say, not
That was
the
a
fact
real
that
mess.
the author and the character have the same. No,
Like if I read...
I just have to say,
Human.
that sentence was extremely.
Yeah. Hey guys, was Lord of the...
It makes the writer of the sentence seem...
See,
What I was gonna say was Lord of the Rings
I
a
mean-
self-insert? You know, where, like,
There were
Tolkien the
human
Hobbit...
Yeah.
honestly,
the hobbits
honestly,
aren't
I think
human, but there is Aragorn. Everybody forgets Aragorn was a human.
Everyone forgets
That's the thing
Frodo's...
everybody forgets.
Frodo's real name was J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah. He went by his middle name.
Yeah.
Frodo.
Frodo Baggins, his middle name.
Frodo Baggins.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Hokage needs to lay off that whiskey.
Yeah.
They need to not take after Drax, and they need to put that tequila down.
Yeah.
It's affecting their writing.
Yeah. Okay, I think I've discharged my opinion appropriately.
No, it's disgusting.
And it's
What?
less
No.
ragey than it'd have it. I encourage you to respond to this query so as I might not to loathe you as much.
okay.
You said this was a
okay.
brilliant story.
Don't
Brilliant.
don't
made a
try
guess
to
review, he
sound.
can't respond to you.
Oh no, dude! Look!
Don't try to sound fucking smart and educated when you don't even know what the words you use seem to, like mean. Like fuck.
My,
read that next sentence.
my email you may contact me at is :
They got removed.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the end of the line.
Dude, put an email there and it got removed.
Fun fact,
Of
if you
course
put
it
your
got
browser in dark theme, it shows up.
Fun fact: if you hit Alt F4, it writes a review for you.
Fun fact. Fuck.
All
Fun
right.
fact, fuck it.
I would also enjoy a talk with a person of your creativity and what appears to be great intelligence behind the title.
Do you have like two personalities?
You
Like,
know,
so
I'm
one of
gonna
them
say-
loved the story, another one hated
So-
it.
I just want to say, I don't think that there appears to be great intelligence behind these typos.
Yeah.
Thanks for reading.
And look how he starts it!
Thanks for reading this review, Hokage, the intelligent one.
At least he's confident.
You know, honestly, I kind of wish we could have gotten Drax for these reviews.
No joke. Like, that guy, he's real confident. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the intelligent
I love
one.
he starts with like, this story's brilliant, and then he's like, I
That
think I
fucking
discharged my opinion appropriately.
Yeah. And then those...
I might not loathe you as much.
I encourage you to respond to this query.
It's not a
Contact
query.
me at.
You can contact me at
And then look, this
I
guest
think he
says...
was mad when Drax never contacted him at.
Yeah, why didn't you contact him at...
Well, you see, the problem was...
I'm the intelligent one. Why aren't you talking to me, you brilliant guy I loathe?
You see what it is he went to put his email, and he accidentally posted the email of...
Yeah.
Oh,
man,
Our
poor...
favorite, our favorite character.
He suddenly just got this email from Drax and was like, what? Who is this, huh?
I wonder if there are any longtime fans who still don't get that joke.
Yeah. This is the less serious video,
What?
so...
Dude,
there was some story where there was a character...
what
where there was
joke?
This started as the more serious video.
Yeah,
Guys.
it was. Well, no, that's what I meant. This is the more serious video, is what I meant to say.
Oh, yeah.
What joke
Yeah,
are you
what
guys
I meant
talking
was that
about?
this is-
great.
Anyway, the point is that there was a story where it kept mentioning a character, but there was no name, and so we know that character is just...
Oh, yeah, that was a way to discover the truth.
It was, yeah.
That was like our fourth video or something.
Favorite character ever.
One of the early ones.
Yeah.
One of the early ones, yeah.
One of the really early
So,
ones.
this next guest says, end of the story is so... Nah. What?
What?
Worthy. I approve.
I think
you
it
mean
was kind of meant.
or
I think it was. I think it was meant as an aw. I think it was meant as an aw, but it came
Yeah.
off as a. For some. Why would you put an N in front of that? Come
Most
on.
people use "nah" to mean no.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Nah.
So,
We snaw.
Overrated Truth says, I must say, though a good story overall, not my favorite. I hate the way you showed Rarity as that, and I know you may have dislike for her, but you need to stop entering you own opinions so strongly. You can express them in your stories, and I don't want to damper that because art should express your opinions. Still, they were a little overbearing. Now I feel
Express your opinions, but not too much.
Now I feel that you wanted too much control over this world. Darling, if you truly love the pony world, then you must let it flourish on its own. Are you
All
did
right.
you turn into Rarity? What?
Darling, yeah, what the?
Darling.
Darling.
Darling, please, if you truly love the pony world, then you must let it flourish on its own.
Yeah.
Well, now this is your chance to make this sound more racist, so go ahead.
Oh.
God,
No,
I don't know how to do it.
I know this certainly makes me sound like a negative Nancy and a Rarity doppelganger. Though Pinkie Pie is my favorite character and most of my friends say I act like her, I'm only trying to help. I feel like that sentence wasn't... Whatever. I love that you showed Pinkie Pie had more to her than the usual smiles. The fact
After
you
you changed her.
incorporated the pony memes was cool, and I thought
Oh,
you
that
had,
was cool.
Oh, yeah, great.
and I thought you had some super duper ideas on Celestia's past.
Like how
Oh,
everyone loves
no.
the thing. I see what that was my least favorite part.
Yeah,
One of my least favorite parts.
I just love how like I mean, Connor, I know you wrote that Elder Scrolls story the other day, and I love how you inserted Pepe into every scene. That was
Yeah.
my favorite part.
Yeah.
All those memes were great.
Yeah. I hope you try to further your work, and I'm ready to read I'm ready to read the sequel, but tomorrow. It's been a long night. Your story kept me up. You happy?
You
bitch.
happy motherfucker?
I'll leave another review soon. Pinkamina. Oh, wait, that's Mina. Diana Pie.
And can I just say, Drax's story kept me up since January.
Yeah, you actually
Just
haven't gone
nightmares.
to bed.
Nightmares since then. Unable to sleep.
All right, so this next review we have here is by Stipe1216. Yeah, Stipe.
Us to pay.
Or maybe it's Step A.
Hey, it's our boy Staps when he could spell his name.
Oh,
This
man.
is how his name was supposed to be spelled.
Step A.
Stipe.
So it's not that the P was wrong.
Yeah.
It was that it should have been an E.
Yeah,
They-
Steps.
With an AY.
His name should have been Steps.
They call me Stepe because I'm good with my knives.
Yeah. The story, and he says this story needs more about what the. This story needs more what about the little ponies the others Luna lust for Drax. Whoa!
What?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what this
So
story...
this story needs more about the little ponies the others Luna's lust for Drax.
Yeah, that's what it needs.
It needs
What
basically.
about-
I think
needs
this
that?
person's trying to say it needs more pony fucking.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it needs.
Yeah.
I need to kill myself.
And then in January of this year,
Oh
someone
boy.
said, "Man, this story is fantastic. Steel Donut Collective should go fuck themselves for trashing on this masterpiece."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
That's my
Free
shit. Except don't harass
advertisement.
our-
Hell
don't harass
yes.
the authors.
Yeah.
Unless
Like-
you're going to
like-
advertise for us.
Like
Well, no, these guys are harassing the author. They're harassing us on the author's behalf,
I guess that's fair.
which is You know,
I don't know.
care.
Go for it. Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
know.
If you want to talk shit about us, go for it. Please do.
It's especially great that this person does this on the on Drax's fan fiction story instead of maybe like in our YouTube comments where we are more likely to see it. I mean, we saw it this time, but there's no.
Well, maybe he just wanted to
Guarantee.
talk about how much he liked the story.
Yeah, and you know what? Seriously, for reals, if you want to go talk shit on us on other websites, please do. We don't advertise.
And just make sure you link it to me so I can.
And just make sure to leave a link.
Yeah, I like to read when
Like, man, Still
Yeah.
Donut Collective, the YouTube channel, they read bad fan fiction, but they suck. Like, or even if
they're
you just
the
say they read
worst. I
great
hate
fan
'em.
fiction and say that it's bad, go for it.
Yeah, lie all
I
you
really
can
like
about
this
us.
guest review up above the other one.
Yeah, the one we're
period.
Dot. A review by guest. Dot. Oh, there we go.
Dot.
That's the video.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, there you go. That's the last. That's the last one.
And there's a bajillion interviews on film fiction, and probably there's some on DeviantArt. But if we covered all of them, we'd be here for.
reviews, not interviews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we just did the interview.
Yeah.
But small potatoes.
It's still
man.
on his mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it could ever leave my mind, but yeah, there's a bajillion reviews out there.
We didn't even touch on some of the craziest stuff that happened in that interview. It was bazongas.
If you
Yeah.
haven't seen,
if you
it
see
yet,
that thumbnail,
go
we
see
were
it.
really angry with each other.
Yeah, it was really, really
It was so intense.
It was very
Oh, boy.
intense.
But no, we're not going to get in all those because it would take us like 10 hours.
Yeah, and that's been the retrospective. I think we've basically
Yeah.
covered it. I mean, is there anything else? to
No,
really
like I said,
share?
it's a story. It was super fun to cover it, especially considering it was this story that started this
Yeah.
whole channel.
And then we don't know what our next big series is or when that'll go up, but when it does,
We'll let you know.
Be ready.
we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready
for it.
because you're gonna need it. I
Yeah.
think maybe
Because
we
the
don't know yet.
Yeah. All I could say is we might have some interesting things coming up in the next month.
We might
Next
just
couple
release
months.
all our boring videos, the ones that aren't interesting.
No, I mean, something a little more than
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
you know.
Don't give them too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thanks for getting this far in there in the retrospective. You must be a real fan.
Somebody skipped ahead, heard this, and felt really guilty. They're
Yeah,
like,
you're right. But you know what?
no.
You know what? All the real fans who listened to this point, you know
Oh,
what?
no.
We came up with a new name
Oh,
for
no.
our fans, and
I'm
it's so
afraid.
thematically relevant. And Yella hasn't heard it yet.
Oh,
this is our
boy.
first time trying it out.
Yeah.
You want to give it to him?
Oh yeah, I came up with it.
Yeah,
so,
you came up with it.
Yeah, I came up with a nice name for all you fans. If we're the donuts,
We're the Steel Donut Collective, so you guys
are the dough holes.
you're the donut holes, or dough holes for short, or D
holes for extra short.
So if you're a real D hole, go ahead and hit subscribe and like and please
Smash that like button.
Smash that fucking like
Crush
button.
the
D-hole.
subscribe button.
Yeah, destroy it.
D-hole.
Yeah, the
you know what?
truest D-holes hang out on our Discord, and
Yeah.
they discuss the videos and hang out and
Yeah.
have
Yeah, and they
fun.
be real D holes over there too.
real D-holes. Watch through the whole video, leave a comment, join the Discord, and then dip.
Yeah, and then dab and dip
And
and
then dip, yeah.
Back
and dive.
dive and dip them again.
Dab, yeah.
Damn it!
You can go
Guy
follow our
Fieri's dive,
you can
diners,
follow our
drive-ins,
Twitter.
and dabs.
Yeah, you can follow our Twitter
fucking-
at D-hole. No,
That's a steel donut.
That's still, yeah.
But yeah, if you like this and somehow got here without having watched any of Angst Much
or any other
or any
videos.
of our other videos,
You're not a real D-hole.
If you're not
But
a
you
real
can become
D-hole,
one.
You can become one. You join our Discord if you want.
It is
send in
only
stories
9
if you think
easy
we should
payments
cover
of
them.
$19.99.
Yeah, 9 easy payments,
Yeah.
$19.99
Yeah,
to be
so-
a real D-hole.
And then you could be a real D-hole. So thanks, D-holes.
Thanks, D-holes.
God damn it!